God, the mic monitoring is so high. That's better. Hold on, I gotta get my pillows right. Okay. Let's start prosecuting people. Oh wait, no, we're not the ones looking for a guilty charge. We're trying to get people off the hook. Oh shoot, hold on. Rise from the ashes like a phoenix. Whoa. What's happening? Oh my god. Hey, wasn't that the police chief station? It's been 2 months since Maya left the office. 2 months without a single trial. I've had offers, but none I took. That is until the day that girl showed up. You don't just get paid by doing nothing, right? You have to do something. Why do I come here to the office every day? It's not like I want to work. There you are, finally. Where have you been? Who are you? Why are you in here? My sister's trial is tomorrow? It doesn't matter who I am, it only matters who you are, the famous defense attorney, Mia Fey. You, I think you gotta retake your high school anatomy course. Oh, you're not Mia Fey, are you? I'm sorry, but Miss Mia Fey no longer works here. She got murdered. Actually, where you're standing is right where she died. So you are the coffee boy? I'm Phoenix Wright, the defense attorney. Right, right. Wait, you're the Phoenix Wright? Well, I don't want to sound too pompous. The Phoenix Wright from the Edgeworth murder case. Oh my god, I didn't stream that, but that was one hell of a ride. I wish I did. I really wish I did. Yeah, that's correct. It was an Edgeworth who was murdered, though. That's a relief then. You're better than nobody. Okay. I'm sorry, I'm afraid I'm not taking cases right now. See, that's what I don't get. Hold on a minute. There we go. Okay. That's what I don't understand. You can't. I don't know how much you get paid per case, but you can't just like not work, right? You need to pay for stuff. But you're Phoenix Wright, undefeated defense attorney, not accepting cases. Sorry, but you have to try elsewhere. Please, I'm out of time. But please, you have to help. It's my sister. Maya, could it be? Okay, I'll hear you out. See, I don't like why. Like I understand maybe you don't take every case. There are other lawyers and stuff, but what's what's like why aren't we working? Really? Thank you so much. My name's Emma Sky, scientific investigator. Alright, let's get all these things dealt with. It's cleaning day again. They're planning a second branch. EGADS? The bellboy was staring right at me. Never heard of EGADS before. Poster of Steel Samurai. Why I stuck it up here on the day she left. Didn't have the heart to take it down. I do sometimes get strange looks from the clients, though. Difficult. Yep. We don't really need to read any of this. And the plant. I have to investigate everything or do the examination thing. One thing that sucks though is that every time like you start a new day of the trial, when it resets, everything resets, which means you have to do the examination thing on everything again. What do you think of my badge? Pretty cool, huh? Well, I've never seen a real one before. You're the first one who's actually been interested in mine, believe me. Its composition is mostly silver, the gold plating is flaking a bit. She analyzed it scientifically. It doesn't appear to be any corrosion due to sulfides. I'd give you $50 for it. Hold on, let me call my expert. Get the guys from the pawn shop coming in here. Hold on, the authenticity of that piece dates back 100 years. Emma, was it? Scientific investigator. It's right, something wrong. No, it's just you seem kind of jumpy. I'll be 16 years old this year. What? She looks... she looks just as old as freaking Mia. I'll be... yeah. Wait, only 16? Set to be formally assigned to forensics in 3 more years. Work has become quite well known at my age, no less. You're darn tootin'. Well, legally speaking, I guess you'd call me an 11th grader. But I'm ready to do my job at my age, no less. Another future professional in training. Cool. So what's going on? My sister didn't do it. She wouldn't stab someone with a knife. She wouldn't. She would shoot somebody with a gun. For sure, 100%. But stab somebody with a knife? Amateur work. I don't care if there's a witness who saw her do it. She didn't do it. Look, I've... in the 3 rodeos I've been in, I've had to take the bull by the horns multiple times. I can get you out of this. I know she didn't do it. It's a scientific fact. Where's your thesis? And there's a witness? Just talk to her. You have to talk to her. Suppose I will. Promised her I'd bring Mia Fey, but it's interesting. How would she know Mia? So you want to be... grow up? Not a child. It's good to have a goal, albeit a very unusual one. How is that unusual? To be into, like, science? Or forensics? That's just like... yeah, it's like a murder investigation thing. Or there is that version of it. I believe investigation should be done scientifically, don't you? She can't fault her lack of enthusiasm. Handled scientifically, I'm sure my sister's name will be cleared. Sister, been doing research, developing a new scientific method of case investigation. I'll show you when I'm done. Looking forward to it. Guess I should get down to the detention center. How do you know the dead lady? This Mia Fey person was a few years below her in school. In some school, always told me to go to Mia if I ever needed a defense attorney. Well, I need one. Incidentally, Mia is a woman. Now that you mention it, I guess it is more of a woman's name than a man's. Well, it's nice of you to help your sister out like this. You must be close. I mean, yeah, it's her sister. Well, actually, when she gets like she is now, I kind of hate her. When she allegedly murdered someone? But she's my only family. Your only family. What about your parents? Died in a car accident? God. Every person who comes through this office just has some tragedy. I'm gonna crack this case wide open. I wonder what's wrong with Emma. She got quiet all of a sudden as soon as we arrived. I thought I told you I didn't want visitors. Sorry, ma'am. Just your sister. No excuses. Or did you not want to raise this here? Is this freaking... what's his name? Who is it? The defense attorney we just took down? Von Karma? What was that all about? Oh. Hi, Lana. Funny. Seem to remember specifically telling you not to come here. Perhaps my memory is failing. Well, you don't seem to be facing the right direction, so yeah, maybe. Look, I didn't want to come here either, okay? But your trial's tomorrow and you still don't have a defense attorney. I'll be the one in court tomorrow. This has nothing to do with you. Isn't that right, Mr. Wright? How did you know? Mia mentioned you. I've heard quite a bit. I'm sorry, what exactly is it that you do? She's a pilot. She's a pilot general. That's what. My name is Lana Sky, chief prosecutor for this district. What? Why are so many prosecutors getting caught up in the legal system? Two sisters, one a lawyer. Could this be a coincidence? Emma, Lana, I mean, they're just like Mia and what's her name? Yeah. Mia and Maya. Is something wrong? I don't know. It's kind of coincidental. It was the guard the whole time. This guard monitors the visitor's room. He stabbed the woman and blamed it on Lana. He's frozen in fear of the frigid Miss Lana. I'm feeling a bit chilly myself. Smile for the camera. Cool. Alright, Chief Prosecutor. If you are who you say you are, take this. Your badge looks new. I polish it daily. In a few years, the gold plating will flake off, then we'll see the real you. Whatever happened to innocent small talk? Give it 3 years, then we'll see what you have become. Yeah, it seems like the longer somebody's in this business, just the worse they get. They start dressing like they're in the freaking 1700s. Literally just losing their mind. Alright. It was you, wasn't it? There's something you should know from the start, which is, suspect in this case has confessed to the crime. Wait, but the suspect is me. I did it. Why don't you begin by telling me exactly? Do you want to go to prison? The crime took place yesterday, February 21st at 5:15 p.m. It's quite specific. I was in the witness's deposition. The witness clearly saw me committing the crime. That was a bit of bad luck, wasn't it? The crime took place in the underground parking lot at the prosecutor's office. The body was found in the trunk of my subordinate's car. I was arrested on the spot, caught red-handed as it were. Okay. So who was the victim? An investigator with the police department. I suppose the correct term is detective. Not... His name isn't Dick, is it? The detective? Death was due to a loss of blood. He was stabbed once in the stomach. By you? Death wasn't immediate, but the wound was fatal. I see. I'm going to repeat myself. The victim was a detective. You know what that means, don't you? Capital punishment, I believe. What, Mr. Wright? What does it mean? It means police department will consider it a matter of pride to have found me guilty. They will use any means at their disposal to do so. Also, capital punishment. I feel like that's the bigger thing. Chief Prosecutor, correct, responsible for overseeing every trial handled by the prosecutors in this district. I make sure the prosecutors have what they need to do the job and manage every aspect. Those are my responsibilities in a nutshell. Awful large nutshell. I'm a little surprised. I would think you'd recognize the district chief prosecutor, Mr. Wright. Well, all the dudes you've been sending ain't been working out very well, because I've been clapping cheeks and spanking bottoms over here. In fact, it seems impossible you wouldn't. What happened to your hand? Oh, this? Cut myself by accident when I stabbed him. That is... I'm not very good at being a criminal, I suppose. Time to change the subject. Wait, she was in the class ahead of Mia, wasn't she? You were in school with Mia, a few years above her. Told you that too, did she? I did drag him all the way here from his office, although it seems he has very little in common with Mia. It was in law school, third year. She was auditing the class. She was different than other students. Strong, do anything to become a defense attorney. Anything? What do you mean by that? That was probably why she was attracted. What? Intellectually attracted. Lana was top of her class in school. Oh, best there was. Okay, I'm doing pretty good in school too, by the way. Sounds a bit different when Emma says it. Well, Mr. Wright, excuse me, you can plainly see I am admitting my guilt. But Lana, why are you doing this? You never think of anyone but yourself. I know you didn't do it, Lana. I know. This whole time, it's just gonna be a Naruto filler flashback of like when they were children and they were like playing. So how can you say you did? And them overcoming something. If I lose you, I'd be all alone. I hate you. Okay, let's relax a little bit. Ma'am, over here. I believe our discussion here has ended. The rest I leave to you. You mean you're requesting my services as your defense? Don't lose any sleep over it. Your client has confessed after all the case is over. You must not know about me, because the last case I just did, My client also admitted to a crime, and I still fucking flipped the switch on that. And again, I got the real This is the second time. It was the second time too, maybe even the third, that I caught the actual criminal in the same courtroom. I got my own client innocent and then caught the murderer in the same case at the same time. There's something else going on here, and I'm going to find out what. Yeah, I would assume so. Sorry, Mr. Wright, but what? Mr. Wright. I'm sorry, Mr. White. Not always like that, you know. So what I'm thinking right now is that maybe she had to take the fall for something, to like protect her sister or something like that. Never expected to be defending another prosecutor again. She's changed a lot. Used to be so gentle, always smiling. Everybody liked her. And then what? You see what happened to her. I don't know for certain myself, but she started playing League of Legends, and then everything just went downhill from there. I think maybe sounds like there's something that there defies a simple scientific explanation. Let's go check out this underground parking lot at the prosecutor's office, shall we? All right, cool. The underground. February 22, prosecutor's office. So this is the lot where it all happened. Okay, this is kind of loud. Hold on. There you go. Looks like they're still investigating. Is that funny that my first visit to the prosecutor's office should be like this? Hey everyone, keep up the good work. What are you thinking? They're going to be my coworkers 3 years from now on, after all. No harm in saying hello. That's not saying hello. That's like that sounds like a fast track to be the most hated person in the office. Actually, there is. You know, attorneys aren't supposed to examine crime scenes. I'm trying not to stand out too much here, see? You're expecting... Oh, you expecting to go unnoticed to your partner? Partner? Whoa! What do we have here? Looks like a bambina got loose from the ranch and is up to no good. Folks gotta learn to keep them doggies tied down, partner. Mr. Marshall? Marshall looks more like a sheriff to me. Whatever he is, I bet his DMs are just filled with date requests. This man can't catch a break. I'm surprised he even got here. There was like a fan club outside waiting for him. Looky here, Bambina. I know how you feel, but this is my gang's gold strike, see? Strike? Yachty? This is our claim, our territory, with a motherload of evidence. If you're fixing to mess with what's ours, you'll regret it, partner. You know what dreams the cacti out in the desert dream? You want to? Is that... Are you threatening me? Are you gonna stick a cactus where the sun doesn't shine? What's this guy talking about? You head along home now. Happy trails, Bambina. What the fuck are you talking about? I see something on the floor. Was that a hombre, a friend of yours? What? Don't try and play it back to him, especially since he left. He comes in acting all suave, and they were like, "Yo, who's that hombre?" Well, shut up, dude. Who thinks he's a sheriff from the Wild West? Okay. What's that? What's this? Wallet? Excuse me, officer. What are you doing? Just found this wallet, so I'm handing it over to the police. I don't believe it. This is real basic. Anything at a crime scene is evidence. Let's be scientific about this. Put it in your pocket. How's that scientific? Foldable wallet found at the crime scene. There seems to be something inside. I'm called to duty already at my tender age. Teach you... Okay, now go... I know how to do this. You have to be sure to examine evidence carefully on all sides. Examining it from every angle. Whoa. Oh look, I think there might be a clue here. You should press enter, or just click it. Whoa, go back. Oh, I see. This is an ID card. Sergeant Bruce Goodman, ID number 5842189. I read that out loud because I think I might be able to remember it. See, well, yep, guess though I don't see what science has to do with it. Investigator's ID card found at prosecutor's office. Let's be sure to examine every piece of evidence we find. Where the cars leave the lot, the arrow on the ground makes it look more like an entrance. What are you talking about? It's plainly an exit. Or maybe it's both, kind of a dual purpose. Theory of relativity. Could write this down. Was Mr. Relativity German or was he British? I thought he was Austrian. No, not Austrian. No, he was German. Mr. Relativity. Are you sure that was his name? Oh, they're talking about Albert Einstein. No, that's Mr. Worldwide. That's Mr. Worldwide right there. I don't know what you're talking about, Mr. Relativity. Okay. That's Mr. Worldwide 305. An oil drum looks like it's filled with water. It's heavy, can't even budget. Drum here's on the side. Wait, I know I'll hide in here and do a stakeout. Probably just get arrested. In fact, you may not even have to hide in the drum to get arrested. What's this? Wall's on our way. It's got a faucet for water. I know the wall's merely a facade hiding the truth. Okay. Whew, I don't know if this character and I are gonna work out. That's a step ladder. What's the difference in scientific terms? Look at the basic nature. Alright. She's actively making me not want to examine anything right now. Doors must mean something. I'm not sure that doors mean anything. It won't open. Mysterious lock. I fail to see what's mysterious about it. Mr. Wright, you need to learn to enjoy life more. Let's finish our investigation first, shall we? I agree. I think we should do our job and try to help defend your sister. A phone. Here, a phone. Let's see if it works. Don't touch stuff we need to be touching. I can't hear anything. No ears. Oh, no ears. My ears due to the barometric pressure. What did you just say? You can hear just fine. The phone's broken. I bet that's going to come out. Like, she's going to be like, I called the police, but then, like, we're going to be like, oh, yeah, but the phone wasn't working. Stylish glass-walled room, very nice. You can see the whole parking lot from here. It says security. Perhaps it's a cafe. Cafe security, that must be it. Let's check it out later. Hate to break it to you. I think that's probably just a security guard office. You know, I scored a 97 on my science test the other day. Too bad they don't have a test for common sense. God damn. Let her dream a little bit, brother. Actually, no, don't. The dialogue is a little oof. Let's see, you got anything? I love this music. So far, this is my favorite music, and then my least favorite music. Oh wait, there's a slide. And then my least favorite music would probably be the detention center music. Oh, okay. So I assume that's the car. No time to waste. Let's get hunting for clues. I wonder what this is. Well, partner, looks like you got no intention of going home quietly. He came back. Let me just shave my perfect jawline. The sheriff. Like I said before, this here's our claim. You'd best be moseying along unless you're fixing to bite the bullet. Could you just tell us one thing? Who owns that car? I think we know. Well, the little filly's got a good nose on her. What? You want to know who rides that red Mustang with the body in her saddle, huh? Please. No problem, partner. About time for victuals anyway. I don't know what you're saying. Get yourself to the saloon up on the 12th floor of the prospector's office. From Toy Story? Might just find you a curvasa you like. Prospector's office, where does this guy think he is? And when, for that matter, I think he hit his head coming in. As a matter of fact, I'm not sure if he actually has anything to do with this case. He might have just been a guy who like hit his head and dressed up, walked in here and was like, "Hey, don't you go touching my evidence, or I'll get you at 12 o'clock sundown at the saloon." Maybe we should check out room 1202, the High Prosecutor's office. Prospector. In any case, stay away from the car. You can look around here all you like. Just keep your paws off our claim. Alright, you actually gonna leave this time? Great, maybe there's some clues around here. Let's check it out. You two all set? Us? Who the what? You're selling lunches here? This is a crime scene. Hello, half and half, was it? Thanks. And you, sir? Yes? Some crunchy goodness coming at you. Thanks, especially passed by you officers. No, but you don't exactly look like the type to have clearance. We don't have clearance either. Well, that's hardly a way to greet someone, even if my days as the cough-up queen are over. Coughing up what? Dick? What? You know, I'm feeling kind of full. Maybe I'll pass on lunch. I'm quite connected to this case, you see. The images are burned into my eyes. Yes, all the sordid secrets. Oh, are you the witness? Dear me, you are slow, aren't you? Okay, I don't take back the joke I made earlier. I'm referring to the murder, the stabbing of that detective. The witness clearly saw me committing the crime. Bro, let's better call Saul her. Let's get like another lady. We might even get the sister, dress up like Lana, bring her in, have her sit down, and be like, "So you're sure? You're absolutely positive this woman was the one who committed the murder?" And then she'll be like, "Well, yeah, of course." And then we'll be like, "Well, that's strange considering the real defendant is sitting in the back of the courtroom right now." Everybody like, "Oh, you didn't recognize him either, Your Honor." Kafka Queen tells us what happened. The name is Angel Star. Don't you go forgetting it. Or before you know it, I'll have you whimpering at my heels. Okay. I still haven't finished examining the other side of this, so you're gonna have to excuse me. Never mind, I can anyway. What do you think of my shiny badge? Let's be able to fight. How about you? Do you think you can win? How about tackling Lunchland's Pickle Supreme lunchbox? No pickles. It's really crunchy. A box of pickles, kind of a sad lunch if you ask me. Why were you in here? Were you selling lunches in here at the time of the murder? Investigator's ID card. Sure. About this card. Lunchland vendors only accept cash, no cards, especially not a card belonging to someone else. This isn't a credit card, it's an ID card. It belongs to a detective. Are you showing this to me, lunch lady? Why? It's like showing a fine honey hammed to a detective? Why do I always feel like I'm being mocked? Because you are. Stick up for yourself. For Christ's sake, this is pathetic. Somehow I knew yesterday was a day of destiny. I knew something was going to happen. Okay, that's automatically suspicious. Just like I know that the daily special on Friday every week is salmon. Well, if it's every week and it's always salmon, then it doesn't take a lot to predict that, does it? Your defense attorney, right? You should know then. You should know the foul misdeeds of the evil ones who haunt this den of inequity. I do. As a matter of fact, my last case was pretty dank. Evil ones? Prosecutors have no qualms at all about blackening the names of innocents. No, they do not. And yesterday, they paid homage to the most evil one of all. They gave an award for the king of prosecutors. What a farce. So she's saying there was some sort of prosecutors convention yesterday. I was almost compelled to lace their lunches with something foul. Do you have a personal grievance against prosecutors or something? Young miss, mock me at your own risk. You'll soon find out why they call me the cop-up queen. The most heinous of all the evil ones, the one they awarded yesterday, it was in his car. Oh god, I skipped it. Proof that he devours the evilest lunches of all. Really? What? I'm totally confused. One thing's clear, this lunch lady has a thing against prosecutors. Yes, she does. What exactly is that you witnessed? Fascinating spectacle? I now feel I know what they say when they talk about a woman's wrath. To see Lana Sky wield that knife, so her knife flashed in anger, bringing him to a sad end. What skin did she what skin did she have? She told me she played CS:GO. It was truly a sight to see. You mean you saw the very moment of the crime? The sound of his silvery ties to this world being cruelly cut still rings in my ears, and the rhythmic beat of Lana Sky's knife. Was she like doing a drum solo on the guy after she stabbed him in the stomach? Wait a second, you know Lana Sky? Of course, quite a feat becoming chief prosecutor. How many lunchboxes of sin did she pack that journey, I wonder? She always travels light. Why would this pretty lunch lady know the chief prosecutor's name? We just established she had a thing against prosecutors. Could we ask you a bit about yourself? I come here every day to sell lunches. Why? For some reason, the box lunches are a hit here. Why not make lunches here rather than import them? Did you say something? Only true connoisseurs can understand. I don't want it, lady. The kind you can only tell someone who has tried General Show's trilobite lunch set. Trilobite. Never mind. I don't even want to appreciate part of a trilobite's flavor. Anyway, I came here every day to sell lunches. Bro, she's selling me xenomorphs. My boyfriend works in the security room here at the prosecutor's office. See the security room over there? The glass-walled booth? I sell my lunches, and since I'm here anyway, I drop in to see him. Since you're here anyway, I guess selling lunches is more important than romance. So, to scientifically analyze the data available so far, you, Miss Star, are a lunch vendor. Shoot. I'll call him back. Miss Star, lunch vendor. Did you have a bad experience with the prosecutor, Miss Star? I sense some hostility. Prosecutors are all alike, and the bigger they get, the worse they smell, kind of like 10-day-old clams in the chowder. I wonder if Miss Star was involved in some sort of... Yeah, probably. That's kind of what I'm getting here. That'd be a sure cause of food poisoning, scientifically speaking, of course. I mean, you're talking... Okay. I thought she was just a lunch vendor, but now I'm not so sure. Bum, 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 bum. Dun, 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 dun. I guess we're done here. I really wanted to finish examining the other side, but I guess the guy told me not to. The High Prosecutor's Office, February 22nd. This is the kind of room that just screams, I can do the job. Quite a change from your office, really. Look, there's a trophy or something here. A trophy? Was that, what, that shield? Oh my god. It's Captain Kansas. Kansas's one and only defender. I wonder who could wield such a weapon. It takes real nerve to display stuff like this. Whoever's office this is, they must be a real stuck-up jerk. I think that's a little far-fetched. Phoenix Wright, you never tire of prying into other people's business, do you? I think this might be like Edgeworth, maybe? Because it looks like his suit up there on the left. That voice. It is! Long time no see, Edgeworth. Huh? Mr. Edgeworth? You know I'm from somewhere? Yeah, I just got his ass off the hook for murder. Of course, I'm his biggest fan. My sister introduced us once. Her sister... Yeah. Well, what brings you here? I'll warn you, I've been known to be a real stuck-up jerk. It was just Mr. Wright here. Hey, don't blame me. Just here to investigate a murder case. Body was found. Parking lot. That would be my car. Wow! Oh my god. How did this man get implicated in another murder? Not, maybe implicated is the wrong one. I'll say one thing, she certainly can scream. Sorry, I'm just gonna touch your stuff really quick. This jacket is even lacier than his usual ones. This must be his lucky trial jacket. Never seen him wear it. I'm sure there's a story behind why it's in a frame. Take a naughty picture? What? I've been wondering what the heck this is. It has a big K on it. Mumbles of prosecutors? What's that? It's the King of Prosecutors trophy. Oh. King of Prosecutors? It's a great honor. They send that shield to the best prosecutor each year. Is there not a Best Defense Attorney award? For getting the best prosecutor, the king of prosecutors, off the hook for murder? Is there not one of those? Okay. What? So that K stands for king? You got a problem with that? I didn't design the thing. King of prosecutors, kind of like employee of the month, only better. Given to Edgeworth, king of prosecutors at the PD. That is pretty sick. This be, yeah. Please stop saying that. This doesn't explain one thing. Why is the tip of the shield broken off? Got a lot of stuff in here. What an amazing bouquet just for Mr. Edgeworth. No kidding, there's a card on it. Back from the dead, Wendy. Heard that name before, somewhere else. What? I know. Wendy, the fake, and beside it is Giant Steel Samurai? Wow, I want one. There's something written on the bottom of his foot. Between a rock and a hard place. Wendy, is she Mr. Edgeworth's fiance? No, what? I don't think so. That's Wendy? That was her name? Whoa, what a view. Must be nice to have an office on the 12th floor. Guess you would feel important. Incidentally, were you to jump out this window, the time until... Why? Got it, approximately 3.23 seconds. Oh, good. If you were to try to kill yourself from up here, it would take approximately 3 seconds to die. That's handy to know. I don't see how. Actually, you know what? Now that we know that, it's definitely going to come into use. Oh, cute, pretty tea set. Amazing drawer below full packs of tea leaves, sorted by place and origin flavor. Look at this royal blend. What an exquisitely splendid concoction. There's such a thing as taking a hobby too far. Work desk, it's quite tidy as one might expect. What a nice desk, easy to use, easy on the eyes. It's polished so well I can see my own reflection. Strange, why did I just picture Gumshoe? That's Big Gumshoe right there. Maybe I'll take that name plaque as a souvenir. Don't, he'll sue you. Over my ass cheeks. They're stacked it to a ceiling. There's even a ladder. I thought Edgeworth wasn't good with heights. Must have someone to get them for him. Strange, why did I just picture Detective Gumshoe? Because Detective Dick Gumshoe is Edgeworth's bitch, pretty much. He must study these case reports so closely. You wouldn't say that if you saw him sweating bullets up on that ladder. Hey, chessboard. Not too up on my chest, but it looks like blue's in a bit of a tight spot. Red knights have surrounded the blue pawn. Those horses are mounted knights. Their swords have really sharp edges. And check out that poor pawn. His head is kind of spiky. Reminds me of you. Is this like a depiction? Oh, shoot, what was it? There was like a show that I was watching that had, like, as the events of the show played out, there was like a chess game being played. And then every time something like an event happened, like a chess piece would get taken off the board, something like that. Maybe that's kind of the kind of thing he was doing. All right, anything else? The floor? The couch? Edgeworth has this comfy sofa. Make me want to curl up, take a nap. But he pores over his case files here until the wee hours of the morning. Takes off his jacket, rolls up his sleeves, and goes to sleep using his arms as a pillow. I don't believe it. She's actually daydreaming about Edgeworth working. I bet in the morning he has sofa hair and little creases in his cheek from the seams. He's so cool. Sofa hair is cool, I guess. I hate when there's so much stuff to look at. I can't allow myself not to look at it, but takes so much time. What do you think of my badge, Edgeworth? It looks pretty cool. I once dreamed of being a defense attorney a long time ago. Yet my path is laid out clearly before me. I have no time to reflect on what might have been. What about this guy? Was he the guy who died? Say, Edgeworth, wondering about this. Are you sure you should be showing that to Mr. Edgeworth? Oh, he'll take it for sure, won't he? I wish I could be on the same side, but then my sister would be found guilty. Cool. I figured that might happen, but might as well. So basically, this says you were the best of the best. You can take that foolish grin elsewhere, right? I lost a day of work to receive that travesty. Huh, why is that? They told me I was going to get the King of Kansas award, and then I go there, and then they slap me with the King of the Prosecutors award. I couldn't have been more disappointed. I had to go to the police department to receive that broken shield. The police department? Yeah, right. Next to the police station downtown. You've been there, haven't you? Where Detective Gumshoe works? Oh yeah, the criminal activities department. I was wondering something about your shield. Why is it broken? Why does it matter? I've got more important things to worry about. Okay. He doesn't seem too concerned about his award, for better or for worse. Yesterday was a very busy day for the prosecutor's office. Maybe we should ask him more about yesterday. Indeed we shall. The case. So the body was found in your car? Go ahead and say it, right? You think I did it, don't you? Brother, I just defended you from a murder case. Even if you did do it, I don't care. After you went through all that trouble to help me last year, no less. No, we don't think you did it. I mean, it was my sister who stabbed him. She didn't do that. Wait, so you're the chief prosecutor's little sister then? Emma Sky, baby. It's nice to meet you again. No, that didn't sound forced at all. I remember you've really grown. I'll admit, it was a surprise for me too. To think that my own car would become the scene of a murder. More surprising still, I'm being forced to prove my superior's guilt. I can understand. Wait. Lana Sky is chief prosecutor, top prosecutor in the district. She can't prosecute herself, so I'll be the prosecutor at the trial tomorrow. Edgeworth, I'm gonna slap your ass around tomorrow in court. Just know that. You, Mr. Edgeworth? He's not prepared. To be honest, it's a bit of a miracle I'm still here at all. What do you mean? Phoenix, you were there. He got caught up in a murder case, and then we solved a murder case from years ago when he was like a child. Rumors. You've heard the rumors about me, haven't you? That you killed your dad? But we proved you innocent for that. It's hard to remember a time when they weren't rumors about this guy. Forging evidence, arranging false testimony, illegal searches, you name it. Thanks to you, my innocence was established in the trial at the end of last year. However, there are some who say I'm the one responsible for the current incident. Some people need very little excuse to think ill of others. It's a fact of life, impossible to stop. Well, it's not like they don't have a just reason for thinking so. Some of them even go so far as to present me with toys like this. Well, you did hotbox the bathroom, so yeah. Some of them even go so far as to present me with toys like this. I think it's funny. That bronze shield, there's got to be a story behind that one. What do you know about the suspect? Chief Prosecutor Sky. Yes, we first worked together on a case 2 years ago. It was my first case. That's right, I remember. 2 years ago, I wasn't even a lawyer yet. Since then, I always felt that she was looking out for me. It appears I was mistaken. Mistaken? Yeah, because she dumped the body in his car. Well, if she did do it. And she said she did. Also, I don't understand, like, they're so, like, not forthcoming with information, especially Edgeworth when he was on trial for murder. I mean, I know she's not the warmest person, but I'm sure she felt some responsibility for you. Then why did she stab someone in the trunk of my car? Fair question. Not only that, she stabbed him with my knife. Oh my god, she's trying to frame your ass, dude. Mr. Edgeworth, your knife was the murder weapon? To be specific, it was the knife I keep in my toolbox in the trunk of my car. So she would have had to go to his car, get the knife out first, stab the guy, and then put him in the trunk. The murder weapon, usually in Edgeworth's toolbox, traces the victim's blood. No prints? Oh, she must have been wearing gloves. Which means we could probably make a little bit of an argument with that. Her fingerprints aren't even on the thing. Edgeworth, are you sure you didn't do it? Take a joke. You have a strange sense of humor. Could you tell me more about yesterday, the day of the murder? Yesterday was the annual cleaning day at the prosecutor's office. Annual? Once a year, y'all clean that hoe? You don't just have like a janitor who cleans every night or something? Working with the police department, we sort and file all evidence for solved cases. We call it evidence transferal. Wiping your... Oh, and another thing. A ceremony was held at the police department. There's an annual review and awards for outstanding police officers. Officers and prosecutors. And that's when you got the shield. I was at the police department yesterday afternoon. I got back here at 5:12. You got back here at 5:12. The murder happened at 5:15, 3 minutes after you got back. That's very precise. People like myself and Mr. Edgeworth pride ourselves on our precision. No, I place little faith in my memory. The only thing I trust is solid evidence. Record of parking in the prosecutor's office lot. Oh, he's got a ticket. Okay, Edgeworth parking stub. If it happened 3 minutes. I feel like there would have been some crossover between him having seen it, right? Or like noticed it. I mean, we'll see. Maybe he did. So the murder happened right after you got back. What, right? I'd appreciate if you direct that suspicious glare elsewhere. Okay. What the... Excuse me, but is Mr. Edgeworth anywhere on the premises? Does everybody in this office have brain damage? I'm Edgeworth, what is it? I'm here, sir. At the request of the chief, sir. I've got your report. Report? What did you find? Did you find new evidence in the case against Sky? I don't like the way this conversation is going. Sky, sir? No. No name of that kind. Not in this report. I think I just heard Edgeworth's lid blow. Bro, he blew his lid in front of everybody? That's kind of gnarly, Mr. Edgeworth. Ugh. Lid is not very tight. Made a clear request to the police department, did I not? I need to focus on the trial tomorrow, so don't bring me anything unrelated. Sir, but I'm just following orders. They told me to bring this to you. Okay, brother, did they not teach you personal... excuse me, space in the academy? Give me your name. His name! What is his name? Tell us your master's name. Yes, sir. Meekins, sir. Officer Meekins. His name was Pigman. Right. Officer Meekins, take your report and leave. And good luck with that raise next month. But sir, I didn't know. Poor guy looks like he was absent on the day they gave out brains and good luck. God damn, this man's getting roasted right now. Also, why do the prosecutors... Why is it like, oh yeah, your fucking pay's going down, buddy? Why do they control that? Yes, sir. He caught me off guard. As you can see, I'm busy. You may leave now. Let's do what he says. The victim was a detective from the same department as that patrolman. Go down to the police department. You can ask more there. Thanks. Seems to have finally calmed down at least. Alright, bye, Edgy. Underground parking lot. Oh, yeah. What's up, babe? How you is? Who you is? What you doing? You know anything about this little thing right here? Take a look at this. You said you wanted some hot tea, right? No, actually, that didn't even cross my mind. You must have to brew the leaves a long time to get rich flavor like this. We pre-infuse the leaves with steam before brewing. Oh, okay, so Edgeworth had tea leaves. Maybe they know each other somehow. I know, so that's the secret to the aroma. Exquisite. I think I'm smelling here's wasted time. Take a look at this. Yes. Oh, okay. So that's just her, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about, line. Must have to really lose a long time. Okay. Thank you. Goodbye. I'm gonna go to the detention center real quick, see if... Nope, okay, she's gone. February 22nd, police department entrance. Hey, I think the chief of the criminal activities office got that mascot like he wanted. Finally here. Why would they put the police department so far away from the prosecutor's office? Beats me. That took almost 30 minutes by taxi and traffic wasn't even that bad. So 30 minutes to get there. Police department, huh? I've only ever been to criminal affairs next door. What's that? Oh, it's a nightmare. Let's leave. Disturbing. Why does it undulate like that? I know this is Blue Badger. They're trying to make him the police mascot. You sure know a lot about the police. Still, he doesn't seem familiar. He does seem familiar. Forget the Blue Badger. Who's next to him? Appears to be dancing. He noticed me. He sure is running over here fast. Dick Gumshoe, baby! From the third row! That's my line. Gumshoe. Specifically, why were you dancing over there? Well, at least he doesn't seem to be busy. This is our chance to get information. I'll have you know I'm very busy, man, pal. Didn't look like it when you were thug shaking it up over there near that freaking animatronic. So, Detective Gumshoe, why were you oiled up on a Thursday afternoon next to police mascot, thug shaking it? Explain yourself. I was wondering about that. The Dancing Blue Badger, it is my masterpiece. You made this, Chief threw together some designs, and I just did my thing. Oh, I can tell you were doing your thing. Every officer walking in and out of here has been seeing you do your thing. It's battery powered, can't go anywhere. There's no switch, so it just dances until the batteries die. I can say the same for you. Poor Blue Badger, fated to dance until he drops. That ass. A work of art designed by the chief of detectives and created by Detective Gumshoe. Interesting. Let us see. What is this? Usual wanted posters hanging up on the bulletin board here. Do you know this face? If you do, dial 911. You know, Mr. Wright, I've always thought it was kind of funny. I've never seen anyone who looked like the people in these posters. They hardly even look human. She has a point. Okay, so maybe something with like spotty suspects, maybe. Like, can you be sure it was this person? Because this isn't what even the description was looking like. Maybe we could like question, what's her name? The cough up queen lady about it. What was her name? Angel. And we can be like, oh, so this picture didn't even look like Lana, yet you don't like prosecutors, thus you had a motive for just seeking her out as the person who committed the crime. Banner here is announcing the crime fighting campaign. Nice slogan. I wonder if they'll be selling fingerprint sets. Why? I don't think it's that kind of campaign. What family wouldn't want a set at home? It's good for finding out who snuck into the cookie jar. In? Like they fit their entire body into the cookie jar? I think most families can figure that out without the extra help. Well, I think they're designed after a panda. I don't think pandas are red and blue, in addition to being black and white. Not that I have scientific proof, it's just a theory. Do you mind me asking how you came up with that theory? It was when I was on a school trip, I saw a patrol car, it came to me, we had just been at the zoo, see? What about zebras, or do they not have those at your zoo? I feel like that came off more snarky. Like, have you heard of zebras, you dumb idiot? They're gonna put me in prison for verbal assault. The way I'm cooking everybody in this fucking game. The detectives in there look pretty busy. Just imagine right now behind those doors, police drama in action. Chung 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 chung. Law and Order, Special Victims. Look, that patrolman is saluting the other guy. He must be a detective. And then I said, hey, you do that, you do that. Your soup will get cold, buddy. And then he got shot 20 times, but that was the last thing he said. That's hilarious, sir. I laughed so hard I cried. Yeah, so did his family when they saw the crime scene. I guess he wasn't saluting, he was wiping tears from his eyes. They make a good pair. Almost too good of a pair. You murdered him, didn't you? You dumped the detective. It was an inside job. Present. Detective, here's my attorney's badge. You show this to me every time we meet. Real men show their police badge. Enough said. Man, I wish I had a bad badge. Even an ID card would be nice. I found that detective's card, didn't I? I feel like he's gonna take it. 584-2189. Detective Gumshoe can tell me about this. Hey pal, this is a detective. You can't just keep that. You have to turn it into the police. It's people like you that get me into so much trouble. Mean Detective Gumshoe must drop his card a lot. Let's see. Bruce Goodman. Sounds familiar. Not my mistake. Don't you work together? Now I remember. He's the victim. For fuck's sake! Gumshoe, you can't. Can you tell us more? How do you forget these things? That's it. That's the King of Prosecutors award that Mr. Edgeworth got yesterday. He just let us take it. You got the awards, of course. I got an award for diligence myself. I got biggest bitch to Mr. Edgeworth award. I was wondering, why is the award a shield? And why is it broken? Oh, there's a reason. I'll tell you what it is later. Apparently he's forgotten. Don't be coy with me. Proud of Mr. Edgeworth for winning that award, even with all the naysayers in the prosecutor's office. Must be because of the rumors. Yeah. Murder weapon. Found in Mr. Edgeworth's car, stabbed with Mr. Edgeworth's knives. What would drive Chief Prosecutor Sky to do such a thing? Because she wanted that exclusive CSGO knife, and the victim wouldn't give it to her. That's why she did it. She kept getting made fun of for having the default knife skin. It's not so funny when it's in your stomach, is it? Wait, I didn't mean. I'm sure, of course, someone else really did it. Someone who must have grudge against Mr. Edgeworth. The car and the knife do seem a little too well organized to be a coincidence. That's what I'm saying. Maybe this was a plot by Angel to take down both the chief prosecutor and the king of prosecutors at the same time. Just get them both implicated. Well, Edgeworth is the one prosecuting, so maybe not. Mr. Edgeworth, what could have happened? You have to find out a little more about what's going on with Edgeworth. Okay, my earbud's not staying in. Usually in other words, $2. Cool. Record of parking in the prosecutor's office. Yeah. Found Mr. Edgeworth's car stabbed. Wait, I didn't mean, sure. Oh, hold on, I just showed him that. Wait, did I showed him the record, right? Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, we'll start talking. Le case. I'll give you one word of advice, pal. You better not agree to defend the suspect in this case. What if I told you, Mr. Gumshoe, that I already did? What do you think about that? Well, it's just that the chief prosecutor has confessed to the crime. Well, Buster Brown, this ain't the first time I've gotten someone off the hook even after they've confessed. She says she summoned the detective to the prosecutor's office and she killed him. What if she's not telling the truth? There's plenty of evidence against her. But what if the evidence was faked? Hey, pal, can I speak to you for a second? Why is the little girl so peeved at me? She's a relative of the suspect, Honest Guy's sister. Chief prosecutor... I cannot speak. Just please investigate this case carefully, okay? Scientifically. Yes, sir. Oh, by the way, you might want to keep your voices down. You don't want to be overheard using words like faked. It's just a sensitive issue with us these days. Are you faking evidence? What are you doing here? Thug shaking on top of an animatronic. What about you? Oh, well, nothing. Kicked me out of criminal affairs. What happened? It's true, we've never had a chief prosecutor murder anyone before. Only the highest ranked people are being let into criminal affairs now. The lowest ranking guy in there is our chief of detectives. They're not letting any of us rank and file detectives in at all. I know this is an important trial, but isn't that a little odd? So anyway, I thought I'd spend the day getting the Badger dance down pat. Isn't there anything else you could be doing? Besides Thug shaking it up on a freaking animatronic? The chief of police himself is directing this investigation, pal. And Officer Marshall was assigned to the underground parking lot. Oh, okay. Officer Marshall, now that I think about it, Emma did seem to know that Marshall guy. A patrolman in charge of a crime scene, it's unheard of. So this ID card belonged to the victim. He was a detective like myself, Bruce Goodman. Don't you think it's strange? I mean, why would the victim's ID card be lying on the ground where we found it? Well, Goodman should have been at the police department yesterday. There was an evidence transferal for a case he handled 2 years ago. Evidence transferal, Mr. Edgeworth mentioned that too. Detective Goodman was called to the prosecutor's office. Well, that's the thing. It's hard to say this, but word is that Chief Prosecutor Sky called him out there to the parking lot. He's in a tough spot again. Well, it all started with the murder of that defense attorney. Mr. Edgeworth was found innocent. There have always been rumors about Edgeworth forging evidence, making deals with witnesses. Nothing outright, but there were always whispered rumors. Ever since he was accused of murder, no one's been whispering, they're practically shouting. But there's no evidence against him. Well, Mr. Edgeworth has always had unusually strong ties to the department higher-ups. It's only natural that people would be suspicious. I had no idea he was under the gun. Anyway, his latest case has started a new rumor. People say that the only reason he took this case is because he's aiming for the chief prosecutor position himself. Didn't he say that he was assigned by the higher-ups? I know the truth, nobody wants to be the one who has to prosecute the chief prosecutor. Mr. Edgeworth is biting the bullet on this one. He's doing this for all of us. That's all I know about that. Not officially on the case. Why aren't you handling the case? You met this guy who is, what's his name? The guy in the parking lot, Officer Marshall. He was appointed directly by the chief of police. Is he some kind of Wild West sheriff? No, Jake Marshall's just a regular officer from West LA. For a moment there, I wasn't sure. Yeah, it's not surprising that he's from LA. Look, pal, let me try to make things a little easier for you. Show them this and they'll let you examine the crime scene, maybe. We already did. Oh, but the car. Yeah, the car. I'll be surprised if this guy gets us anywhere. Just act like you're supposed to be there and nobody will look at you twice. Might as well. Take the bet to keep my mouth shut on that one. Let's... Miles Edgeworth. 17? Oh, it's military time. Yeah, so 6/5, 21st. That is the day of parking stub. Miles Edgeworth, 1712. This is dated the day of the crime scene. The murder took place 3 minutes after Edgeworth parked his car. If only he was held up at a couple extra red lights, he wouldn't have been caught up in this whole affair. Mayhaps. It does say, what is that in fine print right there? Parking stop for the furry convention? Didn't know he was such a fan. What's that? No, that's not what I wanted. Look, it says who the murderer is right here. Hey, look here. It looks like something's been crossed out. Letter something to Detective Gumshoe. Let's see. Annual bonus $20. I think a couple zeros are missing. No, that sounds about right. At least in that detective's case. Maybe I should rethink my career as an investigator. Suspicious packaging. Could be used as the murder weapon. Secondary murder weapon. Killed with a paper cut to the stomach. Oh. How do I move the thing when I'm in there? I don't think I can. Oh, you can zoom in. Oh, there we go. I can't look at this? Okay. It's interesting how the mechanics open up a little bit as you go throughout. There's a lot of handprints and stuff on this. I bet we're gonna end up using that as evidence for something. Just taking a look, just seeing what we got. Oh, we can look at everything like this. Alright, well, I guess we have to now. Cool, nothing. The Protector of Kansas. Oh, what's that? Hey, check it out. Metal plate here. It looks like the names of all the previous recipients. One guy's listed a bunch of times. Von Karma, I guess he must be a foreigner. That's probably it. Well, wherever he's from, he must be... Fuck's sake. Must have been an amazing prosecutor. Yeah, until we, figured out that he was a big forger of evidence and then ended up killing somebody. I'd like to meet this Mr. Von Karma sometime. Well, you're going to have to go down to the local penitentiary. When she says it, his name does have a kind of ring to it. Can I zoom in on that? Von Karma, award for being a little bitch. Oof! Oh, for 10 years straight, goddamn, they did not like that guy. Oh, I can also zoom in with mouse wheel. Nice. Look at this pimped out guy, though. He's a detective, but homie was like... Oh, what's that? I don't know. Wonder what else would they use? Letters to they're the reasons we have a written language in the first place. Sergeant Bruce Goodman, Yabba Dabba Doo. Oh my god, it was Fred Flintstone the whole time. Wouldn't that be better? Well, it does have a certain ring to it. Exactly my point. It doesn't take much to amuse her. It's not a bad thing. Oh, I can even look at this close up. Damn. Oh. What's that? This is what the back of the badge looks like. I always thought it had a safety pin. Each badge has a number carved into it. And your duty as a defense attorney is literally screwed into you. Right in your aorta. If you even dare take it out, you will bleed out and die from your aorta having a hole in it. That is how strong our defense attorneys are committed to their job. Technically, they don't have a choice because, again, like I said, if they take it out, they die. But that's how serious we take this job. This is literally our life. That's what it is a representation of. Each badge has a number carved into it. That way you can tell which attorney it belongs to. You mean you can lend your badge to anyone? No, I'd be found out right away. Well, that's no fun. CT 26381. Not every clone trooper wore armor and went to war. Some of them fought a different kind of war on a different front line. I have evidence that he wasn't shot from the right side. CT 22681, whatever the fuck the name was on the badge. How could you prove this? Because at the moment he died, we checked his helmet voice log, and he was heard saying, "Watch your left," and screaming when nobody did. He couldn't have possibly been shot from the right side. Looks like the investigation's still going. I have to be getting back to the shop. I'm sorry, looks like I'll be stuck in this pit till the sun sleeps. See you in my dreams tonight. What? Hello? I had surprised looks. Didn't I mention I've got a boyfriend in criminal affairs too? What happened to the security guard? Hey, what's wrong, Bambina? You're looking like a doggy that's lost its herd. Am I reading that wrong? Because isn't doggy like 2 G's and a Y, not that? Doji? Is it doji? I don't know. I'm going to keep saying doggy. Strange guy to put in charge of a crime scene. Yeah, I think he's got a concussion. No, why do we have to examine it again? If you want to take a closer look, you have to deal with me first, partner. A duel at sunset. The winner leaves the loser in the dust and takes all. Gets the girl, too. The blood law of the gunman. Note to self, jurisdiction squabbles are settled by dueling. I think one body per murder case is enough, thanks. Can I slide on him? Can I hit him with a two-piece, no biscuit? Oh, the music is like kind of Wild West. It's got that. Wow, wow, wow. Take that. Would you mind reading this for me? What's this? Oh, what's this? I warn you, fan letters to me go right into the spittoon. It's a letter of introduction from the. Oh. Phoenix just starts talking like that. It's a letter of introduction from Detective Gumshoe. May we investigate? Gumshoe? That old cow dog. You holding a birthday party or something? All I see are 20 pictures of Detective Gumshoe thug shaking it on top of the animatronic mascot outside the police station. Why did you give me this? Huh? Look, where it just say letter of introduction, it says invitation. Huh, I think he just miswrote it. Wait, why am I getting all defensive here? No worries, this proves it's from Detective Gumshoe better than a blood test. Guess I'd better let you in then. Thank you, Officer Marshall. That's right, he's a patrolman, not a detective. What a strange situation. Wait a sec, isn't a crime scene supposed to be handled by a detective or higher? Well, folks, the clues are calling. Welcome to our gold strike. Be like the settler. Strike out for lands unknown. Manifest destiny. Let's have a hootenanny. Is that a threat? Is he gonna fight me? Police investigations are like settling land. Well, Mr. Wright, what do you say? I say I won't be needing this anymore, that's for sure. Detective Gumshoe's letter of introduction crumpled and discarded. What do you know about this? You know, you probably shouldn't be drinking on the job. Toy shield suits the boy well. What exactly could you shield with that? A toy knight, maybe? Officer Marshall, don't you have anything good to say about Mr. Edgeworth? You don't like him, right? We get the point. You know, when I was a detective, back out in the West, I got one of these. Let me guess. Did it have a K for a king of detectives on it? Hey, that could use the same shield. They could use the same shield over and over. Note to self, the prosecutor's office and criminal affairs are surprisingly cheap. You know it. They've gotten cheaper with every passing year, I tell you. Strange. The murder weapon, usually in Edgeworth's toolbox. Alright, compadre, count to 3. Huh? You gotta do that if you're going to draw evidence on someone. That's what we do in Texas. Remind me never to visit. Again. Remind me never to visit Texas. What about this? 5:12 p.m. The prosecutor's bright red steed came in at a trot. Real slow like. A trot? My Madonna tells me the crime occurred 3 minutes later. So it seems the chief prospector was lying in wait. Maybe. Waiting for Prince to ride in on his bright red horse. So what you mean is the killer intended to use Edgeworth's car all along. Kind of a dick move. Alright, compadre. Oh, okay. Alright, the victim. Lay down the facts, Officer Marshall. Could you tell us more about the victim? Good men always die young. Remember that, partner? No. Could you be a little more specific? Bruce Goodman. He was a detective, right? Well. Aren't you a fasted... I'll get there now. So it doesn't seem right. Detective Goodman was stabbed here at 5:15. In the stomach. You already knew that, didn't you? The smiling Madonna told me the tale. I think he means... Oh, God damn it, I think he means the witness. One stab to the chest, a fine piece of work. Okay, it was supposed to be this to the stomach, so that's a contradiction. Fine piece of work. As here's the autopsy report. Death due to loss of blood, one knife wound, died within an hour and a half. At 4 p.m.? Wow, what? Hold on a minute. Died within an hour and a half of 4 p.m.? That right there don't make no sense. Sorry, slipped my foot. Funny that you should mention that, Bambina. Chief Prosecutor Sky and Detective Goodman had nothing in common at all. Nothing in common? They apparently worked together on a case a few years back. No motive. Goodman wasn't a particularly gifted detective. One reason why he didn't do much work with the chief prosecutor. But my sister called the victim here on the day of the murder, right? Here to this parking lot. So it seems like calling an unarmed man to a shootout at high noon. Must be friends with a certain cowboy. Goes by McCree. You might have heard of him. I don't mean any offense, but Officer Marshall, you're a patrolman, right? Not a detective? You calling me out? They shoot you for that in Texas. Well, they don't, but I do. I'm actually a murderer. I was one of them fancy shoe detectives till 2 years ago, to tell you the truth. Really? But you're a patrolman now, so how can you be in charge of a crime scene? Nothing gets by you, does it, Bambina? Well, it just takes some general observational and cognitive skills to recognize that. So why are you in charge? No reason. We're just short on hands right now. Keeping an eye out in the meantime. Well, you wouldn't be short on hands if you didn't keep discharging everybody from the criminal affairs department. It's odd. Detective Gumshoe was saying he had nothing to do. Nothing important, at least. He's nothing but a sad old cow dog that can't find his tail. Maybe it's because he runs with that Edgeworth, huh? Edgeworth? Cow dog's been kicked out of this cattle run by order of the Chili Chile Hop out of the... I can't speak very well, but anyway, just you don't realize it yet. Detective Gumshoe kicked out of the investigation. Did we already? Cool. Tight. Very cool. I've got nothing more to say to you. Get out of my face. Slide. Alright, let's look. This looks like a cell phone. Scientific analysis, which suggests this belonged to the victim. Can't think of anyone else it could belong to, so let's... So, should we check it out? Yeah, we should. I could have just selected it, game. And it would have been a whole lot quicker. Man, what a boring strap. What's wrong with it? Everyone has different tastes, you know. Check out mine. It's a pink princess strap. See, the series is popular. Okay. Are we going to open it? There we go. This phone's still on the redial screen. Mr. Wright. Mr. White, most phones keep a record of all the calls you've made and received. You just press the blue button to display the last number you called. Convenient. Surprised you didn't know about it. Sorry to disappoint you, but even I know about things like redial. It's just, you never know with people from your generation. What the fuck did you just say to me? I'm 25. Whatever, let's check this phone out. I've been spanking attorneys who have been doing this for decades. Alright? Don't test me. There we go. Now to see your self-defense attorney doesn't think first, he just pushes the button. Okay, you want to do this? Hey, that song, I know that. Hey, what's going on over there? Sorry. I see you, partner. You pressed redial on their phone, didn't you? Well, yeah. Whose phone is this anyway? It was on the ground over there. Whose is it? That belongs to Chief Prospector Sky. You would think Emma would know that. It's my sister's. She apparently dropped it when she was taken into custody right after the crime. Look, the last call was made right when the murder occurred. So that means if she did call Bruce, that means she would have called him right as she was murdering him, which wouldn't make sense. So that means the last call wasn't him. Who was it to? Looks like she was fixing to call someone, except she only spoke for a few seconds according to this. Who did she call? No idea. Sorry. Now I got a question for you, partner. I had a phone ring just now. One of those newfangled ringtones. Okay. Sorry, that was my phone. What? Your phone? Yeah, it's kind of strange, but someone called me right as we picked up the other phone. Wrong number. Hope you're not lying. They shoot you for that in Texas. Can you fucking... I'm not going to do your voice anymore. I've incited the wrath of the Lone Star Patrolman. Property of Lana Sky. Last call made 5:18 on the day of the murder. So this was after it. What's this? Looks like a note of some sort. Something's written on it. 75-12-2. You're right. Let's see. Oh, that's S. 6-7S-12-2. December 2nd? There's a name printed on the paper above that. Goodman. Maybe it fell out of his pocket when he was killed. Well, so what does it mean? How am I supposed to know? That's self. For deductive reasoning, go to Edgeworth, not Wright. Okay. Want to play that game? The body was found. The crime took place in the underground parking lot at the prosecutor's office. The body was found in the trunk of my subordinate's car. Quite a luxury car. It just screams, I have money to burn. Yeah, prosecutors get the big bucks. Even when they get accused of murder and bailed out by defense attorneys, even when the prosecutors who've been doing this for decades get their cheeks clapped by a guy who's been doing this for like a month. No clues here. Wait, there's a... yeah, right there. This rope, isn't it? Yep, they laid it in the outline of the victim's body. So wait, the victim must have died when the killer closed the trunk on him. You have got to be the only person I know that would come to that conclusion. He was hanging out of the trunk. He was upside down. A block. Whoa, hold on now. This area is reserved for prosecutors. I wonder how many blocks there are in this thing. Defense attorneys are relegated to B block. I dream of the day when I'll be able to park my car here. I'll go over to B block to buy my hamburgers from you, Mr. Wright. What? I'm not planning on giving up my job that soon. What the fuck was the hamburger thing about? Oh. B block is through there. That's where the visitors park. I can see the lunch lane car from over there, far in the distance. You're right. I think the cube is on the door. I can see a cartoon cow munching down a juicy looking steak. Shaky little creepy. Yeah, he's eating his own brother. Let's see. Anything else? Does not appear to be. Okay, we'll go ask Edgeworth about the other stuff. Oh, there's no connection between Goodman and my sister. That's correct, but there's a gold mine of evidence against her. And the prospector tomorrow is none other than Edgeworth himself. I'm afraid your sister's fate is decided. Bambina, many condolences. Officer Marshall. Yeah? How can you say that? You and my sister, you were between this cop. I apologize. Something must have gotten to me. Maybe reached that dry wind that's blowing through the prospector's office. Suspicions about Mr. Edgeworth have been flying around for nearly 2 years, forged evidence and arranging testimonies. He was unbeatable because he did whatever it took to win. Unbeatable, that is, until he met you. Rumors are just rumors, aren't they? These are prosecutors we're talking about. Evidence is everything to them. No, not really. Actually, the two prosecutors I've been beating the crap out of have been said to have forged such things. If you follow the rumors about Edgeworth to their source, you find one person, but they're off limits. Untouchable, you might say. One person? Who? Hate to say this, but it's your sister, Bambina. Oh, I need to stop fucking saying that. At least when I'm not doing the thing. Chief Prosecutor Lana Skye. My sister? Edgeworth couldn't rustle all those cattle by himself. Some people load their guns with bullets, some people load them with deals. You're saying Edgeworth was making deals to win trials? Where there's gunshots, there's bound to be bullets. That's what the old-timers say. There's a big old secret hidden around here somewhere. Everyone knows it. Everyone knows it. Is that why Detective when she was taking up the case? So how are we doing? I guess we've got some clues. We have an autopsy report, a note from the victim, and a cell phone. So you think we'll be okay? Only thing that's still bothering me is that Lana is confessing to the crime. She says she did it. I can guarantee that she's not the criminal. I know that song on your phone plays when it rings. It's the Steel Samurai song, isn't it? Oh, that's interesting. When that rang earlier wasn't mine, it was yours. At 5:18, just after the murder took place, your sister called you. I'm sorry. This is what I'm talking about. Like, help me out, you know? Stop hiding things from me. And she said a few words. Tell me what the few words were. She hung up right away. I see. Property of Lana Skye, just call made. All right. I think we're about to get to the trial pretty soon. The detective is murdered and the suspect... And she freaking, like, do you want to go to prison? You're not helping me win this case for you. Save for progress. Sure, why not? All right, is it trial time, baby? We've already picked out some contradictions, such as this where the stabbing happened. Oh yeah, I think we're about to go in. All right, baby. How did the investigation go yesterday, Mr. Wright? It was very good, actually. We've got some solid stuff to go on. Frankly, there's still a lot of gray areas. Or rather, the whole thing is a one big gray area. Don't worry about me, no matter what the outcome. I'm ready to accept my fate. You seem a little too quick to do that. I believe in you. Mr. Wright, let me offer you a word of advice. A defense attorney should never believe their client. The defendant is called to trial because they are suspected of wrongdoing. Lady, I have beat the ass of every prosecutor who's been under your lead. Let me take care of this. Remind me a lot of Mia, but there's one decisive difference between you and her. And that is, you're not a defense attorney. At least someone's exactly. Let me handle this. My first trial without a Faye helping me. No one's gonna bail me out this time. I don't need to be bailed out. I'll be alone in there. So I have to discover the truth all by myself. Let's do it, Mr. Wright. I'll be with you the whole way. Cool, let's get this. February 23rd. All right, baby. Court is now in session for the trial of Miss Lana Skye. Defense is ready. Prosecution is ready. Okay, Edgeworth. Don't have to be so snarky. It's been 2 months, but I haven't been in a courtroom since this trial. Huh. I hope that personal feelings will not be a part. Proceedings. Hey, brother, I'll spank you any day of the week. I will choose the path I think is right, regardless of what those around me might say. Judgments be made here. Very well, Mr. Edgeworth, your opening statement. Chief Prosecutor Lana Skye has committed an unpardonable crime. Not only this, but she was rash enough to commit it in the prosecutor's office lot. He's much more forceful in person. I suddenly feel like confessing to everything. However, she will now pay for her rashness with her life. Is she going to be executed? There's a witness to her crime, a professional witness. Well then, call your first witness, Mr. Edgeworth. I already know what I can call her out on, assuming it comes up in her testimony. The prosecution calls its first witness, Miss Angel Starr, to the stand. The cough-up queen. All right, lady. Haven't I seen you somewhere? Yeah, giving people food in a freaking office. Caviar, I've never eaten caviar before. Can we get to the testimony, please? And for you, I have a Fiesta Bowl. All right, well, I'll change my mind. Will the witness state her name and profession? Did you order the fingerprint lunchbox? No, I didn't. Can you stop? It is too early for lunch. Your name and profession, please. So why is everyone raised about? I always thought caviar would... Can we get to the testimony? Name, profession, now. Me? The name is Angel Star. Don't go forgetting it. I find myself running Lunchland these days. Is that why you wanted me to say? Very well, please describe the incident. I'm not finished eating. What are we doing here? As you know, we usually call on the police to provide a description of the crime. Your Honor, as Mr. Edgeworth has said to the court, I am a professional. What does it mean? 2 years ago, Miss Angel Star has a special investigator. Whoa. She was a first-rate homicide detective. Okay, that's pretty big. Miss Star was a detective? I know who you are, cough up. Your Honor, long time no see. Very well, you may continue with the description, Miss Star. If I might have the court's attention over here. The parking lot at the prosecutor's office is divided into 2 blocks. A block for the prosecutor's office personnel, B block for visitors and clients, and then O block, but we don't talk about that one. A chain divider separates the 2 blocks. I suppose that's to keep visitors from taking up prosecutor spaces. The crime scene took place by a car in the back of A block. In the car's trunk, the killer stabbed the victim with this knife and went to drive the body out. How? She wouldn't have had the keys. Unfortunately for her, there was a witness and an arrest was made on the spot. And who was this valiant witness? It was me. Parking lot floor plans. Witness, did you see the very moment of this crime? Of course. Immediately after that, I apprehended the chief prosecutor. Rather cut and dry. I can't agree on your principle. It seems that some poor losers are unwilling to accept the truth, Your Honor. Objection. The witness is insulting the defense. Shall I proceed to crush what little hope they have remaining? If you can, then give them your worst, Miss Starr. Why? What? What? Why are you taking her side on this? Somehow, I always knew a day like this would come. I was on my way to deliver a lunchbox to my boyfriend when I sensed something. Perhaps it was my finely honed detective's intuition at work. Alright, looks like she has the force. Through the wire fence, I saw the chief prosecutor standing next to a garish car. That's a contradiction right there. If she was on the other side of the fence, she wouldn't have been able to get the lunchbox to her boyfriend. Also, there was a car in front of there. The chief prosecutor was holding a knife in her right hand. Then she thrust the pointy tip of the knife into Detective Goodman's chest. Also a contradiction. We were told that that the guy got stabbed in the stomach. We got some heat right here. Bring a lunchbox to your boyfriend. How touching. As you can see, there's no room for doubt. The key point of your testimony seems to be nothing other than the point of the knife which you saw being stabbed into Detective Goodman. So how does it feel to be so utterly crushed? You're a bull-faced liar, and I'm about to prove it to this entire court. Get ready to put on a World Star. It's merely a flesh wound. Very well, Mr. Wright, you may... yep, okay. Witness account. Always knew... Yeah, what the hell is that about? You knew there would be a day when the chief prosecutor murders somebody? How'd you know? I respect the prosecutor's basic abhorrence of crime, yet their methods are ugly and twisted. Twisted methods will always lead to tragedy. The lunch lady's uniformed opinion is duly noted. Given that they are used to erasing inconvenient evidence at their whim, killing off a detective that knew too much is merely an extension of that. Mr. Starr, do you have something personal against prosecutors? I felt that I had found my dream job when I became an investigator, and if I hadn't been laid off by those prosecutors over there, I'd still be one. To me, prosecutors are nothing more than worms. That said, I'm a pro. As you know, my testimony is unbiased and flawless. Okay. I was on my way to deliver a lunchbox to my boyfriend. Also, I feel like that's biased right there, so that kind of would skew how seriously we can take her testimony. This boyfriend, he's the detective, not that boyfriend, the security guard. That boyfriend, we have several. Yes, this boyfriend, that boyfriend, whatever. Care to join? The yet another boyfriend position is still open for applicants. I'll stick with the lunches, thanks. Note to self, the judge had to think before replying. Hey, judge, come on now. The security room is in the lot in A block. It's up on the 2nd level, so you can see everything from there. That would be the room with the security sign. Incidentally, did you bring your lunch boxes by car? Since I'm a visitor now, I parked in B block. She was in B block when she witnessed the crime. That's a problem right there. When I sensed something, perhaps with my finely honed. Okay, so do we have anything against that? From record, do this memo, we don't really know what that means yet. So if we enter here, I guess if she was right here in the furthest parking space, she could have seen it. But if she was bringing lunches, oh yeah, she had to park in a different thing. Okay, so that does make sense. Anyway, you sensed something, so you're saying you had a premonition of the murder? It felt like how you would say, oh yes, it was like the feeling you get when you view a pumpkin chock full of seeds? I have no idea what that means. Speaking of detectives' intuition, wasn't the victim Mr. Bruce Goodman also a detective? Yes, well he was like a young cheese. What is this woman talking about? A pale white cheese not yet tangy with the experience on the streets, a greenhorn. I think I know why you were fired. Then I must be hard, yellowed, and sharp as a... Hard? What? Yeah, with the odor of an old cheese to match. In any case, there in the lot, I felt something stirring in the back of my mind. Through the wire fence, I saw the chief prosecutor standing next to a garish car. What does that mean? Mr. Edgeworth's car, yes. Mr. Edgeworth's? Incidentally, the knife... Wait... Could she know? Shoot. Well, she's in the parking lot pretty often, so maybe she would know it was Edgeworth's car. Incidentally, the knife with which the victim was stabbed was also Mr. Edgeworth's, wasn't it? Indeed, it was. What an odd case this is. And the person you saw, you are sure it was the defendant? I saw her from no further than 30 feet away? I'm certain it was her. If she's telling the truth, we're doomed. Let's just do what we can. Even if we don't have any proof, we can always nitpick. Witness, in your testimony, you clearly stated the following. Prosecutors are nothing more than worms. Ergo, you are a biased witness. Thank you! You might want to keep those silly opinions to yourself in the future, rookie. What? Unless you're willing to risk the consequences of doubting me? I'll fry you like a fritter, crispy on the outside and chewy on the inside. And I will doubt you like Officer Cole Phelps. Don't you test me. And that was inspiring? What? I believe I've heard that tagline elsewhere. You could cry plagiarism. I may be relegated to the lowly post of lunch lady, but my instincts are honed. A photograph? You took this? The moment I witnessed the crime, my reflexes took over, and snap, I took a picture. In fact... one of my favorite lunchboxes is rigged with a camera. I suppose that's more exciting than just hanging it around your neck. Witness, why am I only seeing this photograph just now? This is... You think I'd show it to you? Prosecutor, think again. My boyfriend works in the photography division of criminal affairs. This is most certainly the defendant. The moment of the crime as photographed by Angel Star. She's not committing a crime. She's opening a trunk. Uh-oh, that is unmistakably Lana Skye. So what was the defendant doing at the time? The chief prosecutor was holding a knife in her hand. In her right hand, okay. Tell me more about this knife that the suspect was carrying. Well, I'd say the blade was about 4 inches long. Is that right, Mr. Edgeworth? It is your knife, after all. Yeah, sounds about right. Prosecutors are by nature well-versed in the location of a man's vital organs. I'm sure it was either than boiling an egg for my egg-salad surprise set. You can't testify as to her ability to kill an egg. I mean a person. Perhaps a chicken salad would have been a better metaphor. Okay, so we're looking for her to say something about where the guy was stabbed. That way we can contradict that statement with where the other guy said he was stabbed. Then she thrust the pointy tip of the knife into Detective Goodman's chest. Let's fucking go. I'm ready for that. Where weapon? Wait, where is it? Come on. It's blood. One knife wound died with... Oh, come on. Name of deceased. Wound was caused by a 4.5 single stab wound was found. Cause of death, loss of blood from... Oh. Okay, well, Lana said she stabbed him in the stomach. Date and time, February 21st, between 4 p.m. and 5:30. Wait a minute. Date and time of death? He could have died at 4 p.m., an hour, and that's over an hour before what everybody else was saying. Cause of death, loss of blood from chest wound. Wound was caused by a 4.5 single stab wound was found. Okay, we've got more here now. Tell the court why you didn't try to stop this crime. You did see her raise the knife to strike, no? Defense has a point. Unfortunately, by the time I realized what was going on, it was already too late. Yes, the next moment, the chief prosecutor brought down the murder weapon. I see. It's only flesh wound, Mr. Wright. We can make it. You said that before. Anything else? Scientifically speaking, Mrs. Starr's testimony is flawless. Sounds pretty fatal to me. Let's just keep our heads cool and press the witness a bit. Don't smile like that. Okay, so immediately I have a problem. There's problems with the time he was murdered. That's kind of all I have with the time he was murdered. Death due to a loss of blood. Work of art. Everybody's saying 5:15, but the autopsy report leaves a lot to be desired. Wire fence. I saw the chief prosecutor standing next to a garish car. The chief prosecutor was holding a knife in her hand. She stuffed the pointing knife into Detective Goodman's chest. Damn. Tell the truth. Too late. Yep. I got it. Come on. Alright, I just need like a time. I need a time so that I can be like, yeah. I'm also like, why is the security guard not here, right? Because he should have seen it. The wire fence. I saw the chief prosecutor standing next to a garish car, was holding a knife in her right hand. Oh wait, but that... No, she wasn't. In the picture, right? She wasn't holding anything. Yeah, let's go. And you witnessed this? You saw Miss Sky stab the victim with the knife. As I've already said, yes. I swear it on my finest salmon swirl lunch. I'm sure that is a fine lunch, but isn't that odd? Look at this photograph. This is the photograph you took of the very moment of the crime, is it not? Then why is Miss Sky not holding a knife? Take that! Let's go! Ahem. Mr. Edgeworth, your thoughts? Objection. That had to be the weakest objection ever. Yet it was still stronger than your ever-feeble mind, Mr. Wright. Okay, fuck you, Mr. Edgeworth. How about that? What do you mean, Mr. Edgeworth? This photograph was not taken the moment before the stabbing. This was taken the moment after the stabbing. And how can you tell that? Blood splatter. Huh? See the dark crimson stains on the chief prosecutor's coat? But it's black and white photograph. Yes, it's hard to tell, but this could be blood. Could be. Well, Mr. Wright, I see no problem here. No problem except you. Are you going to just sit there and take that kind of abuse? You got a better idea? I do, actually. Wait, that contradicts what the witness said in her testimony. Namely, she took the picture the moment she witnessed the crime. Exactly. Well, it seems I was slightly unclear. My apologies. That's it? If you run out of lunch, you ordered seconds, problem solved. If you don't like it, try ordering... What are you talking about? Good advice. I'm not sure I understood it, but good advice. I didn't have time to stop her. Prosecutor Sky was cold, calculating like a robot. She killed without pain or remorse. It was a premeditated murder. What does that have to do with the photograph? Premeditated? How do you know? Look at the chief prosecutor's hands in the photograph. Are those gloves? Surgical gloves made of thin rubber, most likely. Why would she have those on? If it was not premeditated, she would not be wearing those gloves. Those gloves do seem to tell a tale of premeditation. Witness, add this to your testimony. Murder was planned. The rubber gloves prove it. All right, let's press it. What if she was just in the habit of wearing gloves, like driving gloves? The gloves were admitted as evidence when the defendant was arrested. They were rubber gloves of the kind used for autopsies. In other words, when the chief prosecutor came to the crime scene, she came to do murder. It's the only possible conclusion one can make. Everything was planned. It was a premeditated crime. Impressive. I'm sorry they took you off the force. This is bad. She's got them thinking this was all planned. If she can prove this claim, the trial's already over. I've got to think of a way to show that this wasn't premeditated. It's only a flesh wound, Mr. Wright. We can make it. Why do you keep saying that? What do we do? Is this it? Is my... No, hold on. Let me take a look at the evidence. Hold on. I got you. Okay. Investigator's ID card was found there. We need for there to be a reason. We have to prove that it wasn't premeditated, pretty much. Can't do anything with that. Alright, let's... Oh, yeah, okay. Let's look. The last words. Nobody told us what the last words were. There's no need to push this again. What's wrong? You look like I do during finals. Never mind, it's nothing. But we didn't hear what the last words were. Those could be important. Yeah, what a boring strap. Okay, we already saw this. You're telling me there's really nothing else on this phone that we could look at? Oh, wait a minute. With this, let's go to the photograph. Can we zoom in? No? Okay, it says A right there. I don't know what to catch her on. Let's see. So she's got stains on her jacket. What else could there have been another reason for that? Lana Sky, call Mater sister Emma at 5:18. Let's check out the autopsy report again. Date and time of death, February 21st between 4 p.m. and 5:30 p.m. Cause of death, loss of blood from chest wound. Assessment wound was caused by a 4.5-inch knife. A single stab wound was found. Okay, is there a chance maybe she wasn't the one? It was the wrong knife? Oh, I figured it out. She had a spaghetti bowl. And she spilled it on herself, Your Honor. Case closed. Okay, so maybe I'm gonna try and go for an angle where maybe the murder weapon can't be confirmed. Whoa, what? Okay, they changed their testimony. By Gear's car, you mean Mr. Edgeworth's car. Instantly the knife was also, wasn't it? Indeed it was. In that case, the person you saw, you sure? I am certain it was her. I'm pretty sure this is what I gotta prove wrong. How do I driving gloves? Come on. The gloves were admitted as evidence. Why didn't I get these? They were rubber gloves of the kind used for autopsies. In other words, when the chief prosecutor came to the crime scene, she came to do murder. It's the only possible conclusion one can make. Maybe it was something... Maybe it was part of the evidence transferal thing. Let's see. Oh, yeah, maybe it was a time, too. Because they were talking about the time of death could have been between 4 and 5:30. which proves that if he could have been there earlier, the earliest at 4, it could have proved that she was there before the call was made. Thus meaning that it could have just, that it may prove that it at least wasn't maybe premeditated. I'm not really sure about that. Damer. All right, I'm gonna try that. I'm gonna try that. The autopsy report. Maybe there's something here. She was right there, and then the picture was taken from like right there. Okay. 6, 7S. All right. Yeah. Let's go back here. So Khan was on my way to deliver a lunchbox when I sensed something. Perhaps it was my finally detective intuition at work. Wire fence. I saw the chief prosecutor standing next to a garish car. No, that's not gonna work. We just need to prove that it's not premeditated. Damn. Maybe this? Hold on, let me save too. Just in case. Because if you save that way, you can just load back to when you had more like tries to apply evidence. Nope. I don't imagine we're going to find the contradiction on an earlier statement. I guess we might as well check. No need to rush through all of our attempts here. To a garish car. It's also weird that she was right there. You sense something? Yes. Also detective. Yes, it was like king cheese. Yeah, that's not gonna help us. I wish we could just get a time, dude. I feel like we could just open this up a little bit. I just think. Security guard room is in the lot. Wait, the security guard room is in the lot in A block. It's up on the second level, so you can see everything from there. That would be the room. Dang, but that doesn't disprove her though, does it? Let's see if it works. Nope. Damn. What could she have been doing? Could we offer up the note maybe? That's like, but we don't know what it means either. That's the only problem. Nope. I don't know what evidence we have for this. She was just looking in the car for something. In A block, she's... If it was taken after the crime... Called him there. Damn. Alright, to do this in the most organized way, I just gotta go back from the beginning right here. How'd you know? Respect the prosecutors for their methods. Okay. Jeez. Given that they used Which is the whim. Killing off a detective that knew too much is merely an extension of that. That's also kind of suspicious that she would say that. But I have nothing to prove anything against that, and that doesn't help. Even if I do that, that doesn't help anything else. So maybe the length of the knife? Hey, hey. I might have to search up the guide for this. No. Alright, if I don't, I have one more thing to do, and then if that doesn't work, I'm gonna have to search up the guide. Because I am kind of lost right here. Actually, I'll just do it right here. I don't see how the rubber gloves prove it, though. Yeah, I know. God, I hate that it makes me go through that. Okay. You have an investigator's ID card found at the crime scene. I don't think there's anything that we can do with this to... ID number, Sergeant. Bad... Wait. Bad... It says Yabba Dab, and that's why I thought it was Fred Flintstone at first. Other way around, it says Bad... Badaby. To my point, it doesn't take too much to amuse her. Was he investigating something? Like, goddamn. No prints. Maybe when Edgeworth got there? Time of death doesn't do anything either. Alright, I'm gonna search up the guide really quick, because I don't know. Alright, let's go... yeah. Let's see. Investigation, and then we gotta go to trial. Present. Wait. Okay. Honest guy. Nothing else could drive the human machine to plant the knife in again. No, that's not what I want. And she thrusts the pointy tip. Present Edgeworth's knife on that statement. Okay. Edgeworth's knife. There we go. Alright. Witness, do you know what this is? Are you trying to test me? I sell box lunches for a living. That's a knife. The knife. Like that was in Mr. Edgeworth's trunk. What's with the case, the bloody murder weapon, red car? The defendant is the chief prosecutor for the district, right? Mommy, our prosecutor. What? Whoa, what did he just say? The defense has a request. We ask that the witness provide an accurate testimony. What's that, rookie? In your testimony, you stated that Lana Skye planned the murder, and that's why she was wearing those special gloves. Seems like a natural conclusion. However, why would she not also prepare the most important thing, the murder weapon? This knife just happened to be in the trunk of that car. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're going to plan a murder, you don't forget the weapon. Oh my god, she just had a freaking contortion. Now the tide is turning in our favor. Great show, Mr. Wright. My sister's as good as free. Right. I believe the next lunch you'll be eating is humble pie. Okay, Edgeworth, let's relax a little bit. I hope you weren't deluding yourself into thinking that the tide has turned, not over such a trifling detail, but this shoots a hole in the whole premeditated theory. The prosecution could care less if it was premeditated or not. The only one who seems to care is that lunch lady over there. The defendant, Lana Skye, murdered a detective with a knife. Yeah, that's true. That is the only thing the prosecution needs to prove, nothing else. Very good, Mr. Prosecutor. I think I suppose you think you're clever now. But you know as well as I do that she planned on killing him. It was planned. Why are you so hell-bent on that? I believe I'd like to hear your testimony again. Witness, please tell us only what you saw, not what you thought. How dare you? My powers of deduction are not to be underestimated. Well, it seems like they can be proven wrong, so the speculation here, brother, is not really helping you. Angel's deduction. Lana Skye intended to murder Detective Goodman. That's why she called the victim all the way to the prosecutor's office. I'm sure the chief prosecutor had a grudge against the victim. Nothing else could drive that human machine to plunge the knife in again and again. Okay, well I already see the contradiction there. I'm so confident I'm not even gonna save and I'm not even gonna press her on it. Present! Straight in the mouth. Let's go. You say she stabbed him again and again, but you couldn't have witnessed that. Are you testing me? Then I'll test you. With my moss surprise. Can you put the food away? I'm afraid the moss is growing under our feet as we wait, Miss Starr. What do you mean? I shouldn't have to explain this, but take a look. The autopsy report states that death was due to a loss of blood from one stab wound. You're right, good show. I was the one who brought that up. And about my objection, no, that's what I'm saying. Well, witness, you got the crime scene set, right? I always believed that no one could ever mistake ketchup for blood, but now I realize that such mistakes are possible. So you're saying you mistook something for blood? When she lifted her knife, I thought I saw blood at her breast. Splattered blood from her victim. That's why I thought she must have stabbed him at least twice. And tell us what you saw that you thought was blood. Her red muffler looked like blood. That's how ghastly the whole scene was. Muffler? Her red muffler? Yes, like a scarf. The chief prosecutor always wears one around her neck, so she can be easily hanged at a moment's notice, I suppose. What the fuck is wrong with this lady? She's right. But that's not near her boob. Miss Skye was wearing a red scarf, wasn't she? But wait, isn't it odd that you mistook that for splattered blood? Well, people often mistake my beard for a bib. Oh! If they're making that mistake, we cannot trust them to come to trial and give a testimony. I judge with a bib. That's why this place feels so much like kindergarten sometimes. Actually, I do think I saw some traces of blood on her chest. However, the autopsy report is clear on the matter. There was only one knife wound. Apparently, Miss Starr isn't entirely sure of her own testimony. So chance for what I wonder, Miss Starr turned out to be as short-tempered as she looked when we met her. Challenging her abilities as a detective really set her off. The short wick burns out the fattest. It's a scientific fact. The shortest blunt burns out the fattest. I wonder, wouldn't it depend on the size of the candle? I mean, add more wax and even a really short wick will burn longer. Obviously, more scientific testing is required. Okay. You said that, but you haven't told us how you know. That's what I'm about to tell you. I believe what she just said was a mere prelude to the story she's about to tell. Try not to interrupt her again. Okay. Never interrupt a storyteller. It's like pulling... Just get on with it. If you're the defense witness, they're not very quick on their feet. Now would... Her actions speak for themselves. That's why she called the victim all the way to the prosecutor's office. You have no proof that Miss Sky called him there. You have no proof that she didn't. Mr. Edgeworth thoughts. There is no record of a call made on the defendant, Miss Lana Sky's phone. She might have written him a letter. Come on, you could have tried public phone first, at least. In any case, the victim came to the prosecutor's office where he was murdered. I'm sure you had a reason to be there. Witness, why do you think it was the suspect who summoned the victim that day? Sure, the chief prosecutor had a grudge against the victim. What kind of grudge? Well, I wouldn't know that. Of course you don't. That's because she didn't have a grudge. I swear to God, stop offering me food. How am I supposed to know? See, we agree there's a lunchbox here, but we don't know what's inside. A person's life is like a lunchbox with pretzels. Don't you agree? I get it. That's why my lunch was so salty. No, I don't. The suspect had a grudge against Detective Goodman. Will you tell us your basis for thinking this? It's simple. Her red muffler looked like blood to me. That's how ghastly the whole... What? How does that... Oh, yeah, we've already been down this. Oh, let's just look at the picture. God damn it. Was she wearing one? She wasn't wearing a scarf. Okay, I got it. I know. She wasn't wearing a scarf. I'm sorry. Please. Please. For Christ's sake, please. 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 Oh my God, please. I know. I know. I know. I know it now. I know it. Just let me go. Just saying, lady, you're really bad at being a witness. A witness is clearly not suited for detective work. What? The suspect was not wearing a scarf or muffler of any kind when she stabbed the victim. And you've proved it yourself with this photograph. But that can't be! Only professional lunch lady could be so utterly clueless. Congratulations, perhaps you finally found your true calling in life. Congratulations, you played yourself. Harsh words, but good. In the end, Mr. Edgeworth prevails. What was my objection? Chopped liver? Do you not know what you objected to? But it was there, a scarf. No, not that, but something red, really. Well, now, where were we? The witness had given us an entertaining interlude, but back to business. Very well, witness, continue your testimony. You saw the crime and apprehended the suspect. Tell us about that. I do remember some things accurately, at least. Ultimately, we couldn't shake the most important part of her testimony. I can. How could she have apprehended her if she was on the other side of the fence? The part where your sister stabs the victim. This next testimony might just be the moment of truth. Apprehending the suspect. After the murder, the suspect attempted to run behind a partition off to her side. I quickly caught her, explained her rights to her, and arrested her on the spot. When I arrested her, she mentioned the muffler. That's what had me confused. Chief prosecutor made... futile. I strike like a cobra, snake, button bite. What? Shut up, bro. Let me... Don't bother me with the details unless you want to get bitten. I am going to bother you with the details because you can't seem to get them right. She knocked my hands aside, kicked over an oil drum. Oh, she's beautiful but deadly. A predator. This one, a leopard woman. Yeah, I've already got her judged. Send her ass out of here. Yeah, how could you have caught her if you were on the other side? No way! That didn't... What? That's insane. How could she have caught her on the other side of the fence? Okay, I guess the map isn't gonna do it. What is? Okay, maybe I should have pressed her at first. We'll go through this normally. So where is this partition on the floor plans? I'm sure she means this wall next to the car. That's right. There's a wall there about 6 feet high. She was obviously trying to hide herself, quite a natural thing for a criminal to do. And what did you do then? Well, she couldn't hide herself if the security thing was right there. I quickly caught her. How did you catch her if there was a fence? You say quickly. Were you close to the suspect, as I just said? I was only 30 feet away from her the whole time. Maybe I should press her. Yeah, she was on B's side. I like to see on the floor plans just to be safe. The lunch land car. She was a visitor, thus she was parked in B block. So you witnessed the murder from here. That would make it about 30 feet from the car, yes, is that correct? Yes, that's right. But there's a chain link fence in front of you. I went over it, of course. How? It would have taken her a little time to climb over the fence, so she couldn't have gotten to my sister that fast. The fence was about 9 feet high, so how did Miss Sky not get away? Okay, I guess we'll press her on everything else just to make sure. She mentioned the muffler. What exactly did she say? If I remembered correctly, I would have told you in my testimony. Anyway, all I heard her say was the word muffler. Just that one word? So what you heard wasn't the suspect talking to you, but to someone else. Ah! The chief prosecutor was talking... What?
Is it working?
Yeah? The chief prosecutor was talking on her phone. Her phone? She can't mean... Yes, she could mean. By phone, do you mean the cell phone discovered at the crime scene? Yes, ultimately. Ultimately? My memory. It's like a salmon heading upstream. No, the court doesn't see Miss Star. No, the court actually doesn't know what the hell you're talking about. The chief prosecutor first attempted to use the phone hanging on the wall. That's impossible, it didn't work. That's right, near the car there was an emergency phone on the wall. Apparently it was out of order, and so she used her cell phone. Indeed, emergency phone was out. Good witnessing? You should of course add this to your testimony, the things I do to please the rookie defense attorney. Your muffler was overheard during the call made to Emma at 5:18. I saw it all, how she tried the phone on the wall but had to use her cell instead. Tried to use the phone on the wall but had to use... You couldn't have if she was behind the partition. You think you could restate your testimony for the court? I was going to ask the same thing. I only say this one time, so listen close. Killer goes around. The chief prosecutor stabbed the victim and ran behind the partition. Then she picked up the emergency phone on the wall, but it was out of order, which you couldn't have seen. So she pulled her own cell phone out of her pocket. And during that time, you climbed over the chain link fence. And when I boldly grabbed her arm, the chief prosecutor hung up her phone. And you saw her doing this? What is it, Mr. Wright? She couldn't have seen it. She made to escape. Can you be more specific? She brushed aside my hand and ran. It's a terrible sight to see, like a dollop of lard on a pâté of foie gras. She even kicked over an oil drum at me. No, wasn't the oil drum on the other side of the partition? She was an oil drum lying on its side at the scene of the crime. It's strange. What's that? If she wanted to escape, why didn't she run the other way? The parking lot entrance. That's right. It's making sense that she would run from behind the partition to the oil drum. Excellent. If she saw... So Miss Guy tried to run. I'm sorry my sister's so suspicious, not as sorry as I am. But she didn't do it. You have to believe me. Then why is she admitting to it? Like, I'm sure, like, we're gonna find her, like, not guilty. But why would she admit to it? You know? Okay. Man behind... Okay, so there's no way you could have seen that, right? Am I going crazy here? There we go. Miss Starr, I have to conclude that you have a personal grudge against Miss Lana Skye. The witness is a former detective. Her testimony is unmarried by personal bias. Well, she kind of stated outright at the beginning of the first testimony that she did. Well, you would have thought you would be my knight in shining armor, prosecutor. Hold on, let me get a sip of water. You who, together with the chief prosecutor, kicked me out 2 years ago. Oh, you who, together with the chief prosecutor, kicked me out 2 years ago. Well, Miss Starr, this is a fatal contradiction with your testimony. How do you explain this? I don't know what you're talking about. Mess with me and I'll make you cough it all up. How are we trusting this person to testify still? Let's look at the floor plans. You said you witnessed the crime from this point. However, if that's true, you couldn't possibly have seen Miss Skye making that phone call. I believe you see what I'm getting at. The emergency phone was on the backside of this partition. If indeed you were in B block, you couldn't have seen it. And she's supposed to be a detective? What is the meaning of this? It's simple, Your Honor. She's not coughing up lunch, she's coughing up lies. That's quite a claim, Mr. Wright. Perhaps you will allow me a question. Tell us exactly what lie this witness has told the court. Here's where the counterattack begins. I can't afford to get this wrong. The witness lied about where she saw it. Where she saw it. Miss Skye tried to use the emergency phone, but it was out of order. What is significant about this fact? Nothing. Therefore, it would be pointless for Miss Starr to lie about. Pointless to lie? But say the witness did actually see Miss Skye using the emergency phone. It would mean Miss Starr witnessed the crime from a different location. There you go. A different location? Well, that's a pointless lie if I ever heard one. Before you call my lie pointless, at least let me tell it. Let me ask a question to our clever wordsmith, Mr. Wright. Just where was the witness when she saw the crime? All the testimony we've heard points in one direction. The place was here. Yeah, so if she saw it, she would have at least had to have been... Well, she took the photo. Maybe that's not her photo. That's a good question. I don't know. How would she have seen the photo? Or how... Because she has the photo. I don't know how she would have seen the photo. Or how she would have taken that. But if she really did... But we caught her on the lie about the phone, so I'm going to say she has to have been... Maybe the security room. That would make the most sense because of the lunch stuff. But if she caught her as well, she couldn't have been up there. She would have had to have been like around here. If she was here, she could see the emergency phone. That's true. That solves the mystery. That would allow her to see the emergency phone, yes, but if she was there, she would have been able to arrest her well before she dialed her cell phone. You doubt my speed? I can run 150 feet in 9 seconds. I have no metric for how long 150 feet is. Not as fast as your witty rejoinders. Oh no. Okay. So the security room then must have been. The security guard room. Indeed, the security room is the underground parking lot is well positioned. It's built on the second floor so you can see the entire lot, but that contradicts how she would have gotten the photo. I mean, it's not groundbreaking or anything necessarily. I just don't understand where the photo came from. She would have been able to see the emergency phone from there, but why there? There are many other places she could have seen the phone. Not in this case, Your Honor. The witness, not being part of the prosecutor's office, couldn't park in A block. The only place where she could have seen the crime. And she could see over it, but that still doesn't explain the fence. I remember in your testimony you said you brought a lunch to your boyfriend in the security guard room. Well, Miss Starr, How many years have I been getting the better of men? All the way up until now. You're dumb, you don't know how to testify, and you're trash. Get out. Today, a man has gotten the better of Angel Star. And she's admitted it. Court, permission to ball on this lady. What have you done? You used to be a detective. You should know better. I'm not turning back. The guilty will be punished, and I'll do what I must to make sure justice prevails. The guilty? Is she talking about Miss Sky? Mr. Wright, doesn't this strike you as odd? Why did Miss Star lie? It doesn't make sense. Yeah, it does. She has a prejudice against prosecutors. She just said that Edgeworth and what's her name, Sky, were the ones who kicked her out somehow, however that unfolded. So, and she said she doesn't like prosecutors. Twice. Once in the parking lot, once in here. She has plenty of motive. She could have just said this, she saw the crime from the security guard station. It wouldn't change anything. It would change the photo. His photograph tells all. His photograph... Oh, it was the defendant who stabbed the victim. That truth still stands. It still stands? I disagree. What? If a witness is found to be lying, they're guilty of perjury. She knows this. She wouldn't risk that without a good reason. So tell us what her reason was. Who else? Mr. Wright, let's review what we know. Miss Starr witnessed the crime from the security guard station. But she lied and said she saw it from B block. It must make a vital difference, but what? What would it change? Angle of the view, distance to the crime, difference in lighting? Well, it would certainly change the angle. Because she was above. Is she... I don't imagine... Well, now I have to wonder how Goodman got in there, you know? It must make a vital difference, but what would it change? I'm also going to save here because I'm kind of running low on wrong answers. Distance, angle of view, I would say. Where the angle at which she saw the crime occur would change. The angle? What do you mean? Well, the security guard station is on the second floor, and she would have sort of a more 3D view of the crime. This is important. Why? Perhaps you'd like to reconsider. Okay, see, that's not what I imagined. I was gonna. It was more. I mean, I don't know how much higher the security guard station is above the thing, but like, if she's shorter than the partition, then maybe she couldn't have seen it. Difference in lighting? Is that even a thing? There's nothing about light, so I'm not even gonna try that. I guess distance. It changes the distance between her and the scene of the crime. My condolences, Mr. Wright, but look at the floor plans, it's quite clear. The distance between the scene of the crime and the... Okay, for fuck's sake. What she saw is not in question here. What matters is the time it would take her to reach the scene of the crime. Miss Starr, you witnessed the crime from the security guard station. Now, how long did it take you to go from there to the scene of the crime where you arrested Miss Sky? Well, witness? Oh my god, if you don't quit with these fucking lunches. You ordered the squid wheels, right? I ordered justice with a side of freedom. That's what I ordered. I was bringing a PB&J lunch with fresh boysenberry jam to my boyfriend. It was very for the boyfriend. He wasn't in the station, so I waited. And I witnessed the crime from the glass wall at the station. And before I knew what I was doing, I found myself running towards the scene. The door was locked. I couldn't open it. So then how did you... Oh my, there's no way. There is no possible way. That's why I had to go through the visitors parking in B block. To do what? To do what? The murder would have... That's quite a detour. Yeah, it is. It probably took me at least 5 minutes to get to the scene of the crime. 5 minutes? This changes things considerably. But it was that woman over there in the defendant's chair who stabbed him. I know it. I have photographic evidence. What? Okay, she gets murdered. No, she doesn't get murdered. She does the murder at 5:15. And then it takes 5 minutes for you to go to a door, see that it's locked, run around all the way to B block, get in there, and then take the photo? Post-murder? And then you arrested her? Like, what? You have the point, and Spark is a wonderful invention. This still does not add up. You cannot be serious. Do I have any evidence to stop this? Yeah, I'm actually gonna save again right here. Because if the murder happened at 5:15, she would have caught her at 5:20. And if she made the phone call at 5:18, right? I'm gonna raise an objection, because that's bull. 5 minutes between the witnessing of the murder and the arrest. Think about it. You could make pasta in that amount of time if you like it. What? I've got lunchboxes that type pasta. What? A 5-minute blank. Isn't that strange? If you were a criminal, what would you do with 5 minutes? Well, I guess I'd flee the scene. Don't get the wrong idea. Yeah, whatever. I get what you're saying. But you have the instincts of a killer. You would run. But this time was different. Miss Skye dawdled at the scene of the crime. She even had her picture taken. No true criminal would act this way. It's inconceivable. Why are we still listening to this lady? We have poked so many holes in all the questionable testimonies. It seems we've come to the end of... Thank you, for Christ's sake. I don't even know why it went on this long. The witness has a grudge against the defendant and a blank in her testimony. Mr. Edgeworth is the next witness ready to go. Unfortunately, I appear to have overestimated this witness on account of her professional history. We did it. We screwed that can shut. I was too close. I'm afraid that the Copper Queen has been dethroned. And with that, court is adjourned. That was such a like, after... Oh, my goodness. What? You ordered the squid wheels? Oh, for fuck's sake. That's the one she tried to foist off on me. I prefer to not take the defense team's leftovers. Anything else to say? I might be able to save you. I have decisive evidence. Oh my god. It's not one of our trick lunchboxes. My apologies, but we have no further questions to ask of you. It's your jumbo lunchbox. Out of deference to the witness's determination, I'll allow one more... Are you serious? Let's hear about this decisive evidence. If the Lunchland motto says you won't be disappointed, what's she going to pull out of her lunchbox this time? Probably a bag of bullshit. That's what I assume. I should have mentioned those 5 minutes when I wasn't looking at the crime scene. And now, to the matter of the victim's shoe, did I not bring this up? 2 types of blood were found on this shoe. One was, of course, the victim's, and the other blood type matched that of the defendant, Miss Lana Skye. This shoe proves its flawless, decisive evidence. What? There was blood found on that shoe? Okay, we actually could flip that and say, maybe she was attacked then. Try Lunchland for all your lunch. Okay. She's like trying to get someone convicted and then also spew out sponsorships. Witness, what's the meaning of this? Why is this the first time I've heard of this evidence? Simple, as I've already said, I don't trust you. That's why I took the liberty of investigating this myself. Yeah, in a hell of a time you've had proving your investigation in court. You had blood tests performed. Didn't I mention? I have 3 boyfriends in forensics. In any case, Your Honor, I can't accept this as evidence. What? You must know the 2 rules of evidence law. No evidence shall be shown without the approval of the police department. In other words, this shoe is illegal evidence, at least for the time being. Is that right? It seems so. Edgeworth sure is celebrating. Not so fast, Mr. Edgeworth. Don't forget, I used to be a detective. As I mentioned previously, the shoe has already been tested by a member of the forensics department. As you can see, it arrived by the police department as of today. Even the general public can produce official evidence, Mr. Edgeworth. He said, nuh-uh. Is that right, Mr. Wright? It seems so. Edgeworth is looking pretty sullen. You could at least study some evidence law, really. That's true. I figure I should know that. prosecution's complaints notwithstanding, it appears that this evidence satisfies the first law of evidence rule. However, it seems you have yet another count against you. Anything to ensure the guilty are properly judged. White enamel shoe bears traces of blood from Goodman and Lana Skye. Very well, Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine the witness. Alright, first thing we have to prove is, was she wearing it? Let's see what we got. She wasn't, that's not her shoe. That's just not her shoe. Gotta be the matter. Two types of blood were found on the shoe. One, of course. Okay, hold on. Let's. And now to the matter of the victim's shoe. Did I not bring this up? Two types of blood were found on the shoe. One of course, the victim, and the other blood type matched that of the defendant. Okay, we're gonna have to go through this normally, but. And she said it's the victim's shoe, so never mind on that. Why did you lie about those 5 minutes? I guess you could say I just wanted people to look at the results. The results? Sometimes I have to say this. I saw the chief prosecutor stab the victim. Compared to that, a 5-minute blank means nothing. Then why didn't you just tell the truth? Don't make me laugh. We're dealing with the most untrustworthy of the vile lot, known as prosecutors, falsified evidence, arranged testimonies, erased and manipulating evidence. When you fight monsters, you need to use every trick in the book. You have lied so many times in this testimony, I don't know why we're even still questioning you. But false testimony is the most despicable crime of all, Miss Starr. Let's just get this over with. Victim shoe, did I not bring this up? No, you fucking didn't. And you found the shoe at the scene of the crime? I detained the chief prosecutor and notified the police department. I wanted to make myself useful while I was waiting for the police to arrive. It's like an ill-trained pooch. You snuck off with the shoe. I was afraid someone would erase the chief prosecutor's crime. The shoe was my secret weapon if that should happen. Fashionable basket I have here. Here's more than lunch boxes. Wait, she said it's the... Hold on. Now tell us what you did next. She said it was the chief prosecutor's shoe? Let me read that again. What did I say? For police. I was afraid someone would erase the chief prosecutor's crime. The shoe was my secret weapon if that should happen. Damn. I didn't see it again. What was that? Oh, she got away with her little coup. She used to be a detective. The shoe does appear to have bloodstains on it. Well, the man was stabbed after all. And that blood belonged to the victim, Detective Goodman. As I said, there were two types of blood found on the shoe. And their blood type matched that of the defendant. How does that not cast even more doubt? You can't say for sure the blood belonged to the defendant with a blood test. You claim to know something about blood tests. Speak up. Well, blood comes in 4 types, A, B, O, and AB. However, you can't tell from a blood test whether a murder was committed in cold blood. That's just a figure of speech, Mr. Wright. Actually, we can differentiate between millions of types with all the blood tests out there, which means that we can more or less narrow any sample of blood down to just one person. If I had a little more time, I would have gotten DNA test results. But they said there's very little doubt, so it could be anyone's but Miss Lana Skye's. It could be anyone but Miss Lana Skye's? So the suspect's blood was found on the victim's shoe. That ties her directly to the death of Detective Good. How? When you say that, now I'm thinking maybe it was in self-defense. Why would her blood be on the shoe? I was afraid he was going to say that. The shoe proves it is flawless, decisive evidence. No, it does fucking not. I can't let this evidence go through without a fight. Your order, the prepared fish guts. Some like it hot. Some like your client, she's in enough hot water to make a whole vat of soup. Do you or don't you have a problem with this shoe? As critical as their problem. Let's take a look at it. White enamel shoe bears traces of blood. This looks like a woman's shoe though. There's blood here too. On the sole of the shoe, it's gotta be the victim's. He must have stepped in a puddle of his own blood. All this blood is horrible. This blood might be an important clue. He was also loaded into a trunk, so I'm not very sure about that. It's blood, it's my sister's, it appears so. Oh, let's get dry. Lana's right hand, when I saw a bandage, she must have cut herself at the time of the crime. I'm still questioning. Because this looks like a woman's shoe, right? Wouldn't the top of the thing? And also his feet were in the trunk. As far as what I saw, hold on, readjusting here. It looked like, well, to be completely honest, it looked like the victim was folded like an omelet. So I'm questioning right now how he could have stepped in it. Zoom all the way in here. White enamel shoe bears traces of blood from Goodman and Lana Sky. But whose shoe was it? I'm going to say there's a problem because something doesn't add up here. If I'm not imagining things, I'd say there's one critical problem with the evidence, a clear contradiction. That gleam in your eyes, you're still young, rookie. I'd give you a peppered fish gut now. But you couldn't take the heat, could you? Let's hear what Mr. Wright has to say. What is the contradictory about the victim's shoe? Shows the problem with evidence. Oh, shoot. No, I can't. Uh-oh, did I choose wrong? I wonder if you noticed there's blood on the bottom of the shoe. Don't mess with me, rookie, or it'll be your blood on the bottom of my shoe. What, can we tell the witness not to threaten the defense in the middle of a contentious trial here? Indeed, there's quite a bit of blood on the bottom of the shoe. It makes sense the victim was stabbed with a knife. It could possibly be contradictory about this. Ooh, this is all or nothing right here. No, that's not what I meant. Oh my god. Jesus, dude, oof. Okay. He was victim's memo found in the trunk, maybe? There's no blood on the ground. The problem lies in the footprint. Note that the bottom of the victim's shoe is covered in blood. Then isn't it strange? Why weren't any bloody footprints found by the scene of the crime? Let's go! As you can see, there were no traces of any such footprints at the scene of the crime. That contradicts your claim about this shoe! This picture only shows part of the floor, so there could have been bloody footprints. And where are they, Mr. Edgeworth? Because we checked the scene and found nothing of the sort. Let's go! You can't handle the truth. Well, witness? Great going, Mr. Wright, but is it true that the lack of a footprint is a contradiction? Yeah, that it's decisive evidence that it was her. But then we have to ask why there wasn't a footprint. That's true, there has to be a reason why there wasn't a footprint. Look, Mr. Wright, think. I don't know why it's not here, I'm just good at finding contradictions. Well, I can find one. He was loaded in the back of a trunk, that's why. I see. Now I get it. Get what? Our witness is more devious than I gave her credit for. We were hoodwinked to the very end. But she slipped. There is one vital hint of the truth in her testimony. What are you talking about? Think back to when she told us about apprehending the suspect. The chief prosecutor tried to resist, but her efforts were in vain. She knocked my hands aside, kicked over an oil drum. Predator, this one. I thought that was a strange thing for the normally cool-headed chief to do. Now witness, allow me to ask a very simple question. This oil drum, was it empty? I'm not sure I like your attitude, Mr. Edgeworth, though apparently you're not the slowest conveyor belt in the lunchbox factory. Your entire personality revolves around lies and lunchboxes. Find a new hobby. Was the oil drum empty? The oil drum kicked over by the chief prosecutor was brimming with water. What does that mean? Still don't get it, Mr. Wright. You want to know the real... it was washed away. Knocked over that oil drum for one reason, and one reason alone. To erase the bloodstains that would become evidence against her. I don't... Where... That ties things up quite nicely. The bloodstains left on the victim's shoe tie her quite nicely to the murder. Then after the deed was done, she knocked over the oil drum to erase the telltale signs. Why, that's a prosecutor's specialty, erasing evidence. That reminds me, Miss Guy's right hand was hurt. Did she say she cut herself when she stabbed him? So that's when my sister got blood on that shoe. I see no reason to prolong this trial. Really? You don't... Okay. After all this lady has done, what can I do? Your sister's confessed to the crime. She tried to conceal it. Enough. There's no need for further debate. The verdict. Whoa. Yeah, she could have. We haven't... Thank you. Okay, I was about to say. Little girl, what did you just say? Did you say that I, Angel Star, was on the prosecution's side? Well, yeah, you are. You're saying my sister hid evidence by erasing the bloody footprints. I thought you had your fill, but here you are demanding a second helping. Another lunchbox called evidence. Witness, don't tell me you have something else. The time for deliberations has passed. Any further comments and you will be held in contempt of court. I don't think you have... This ain't your jurisdiction here, partner. You don't have the right to do that. If threats don't scare the cough up queen. Coughing up lies. Look at this. A photograph. Another one? I had it just in case anyone had the gall to suggest that the white shoe didn't belong to the victim. Nobody said that. I see no room for error in this evidence, Mr. Wright. Wait, look at the asphalt in this photo. It's clearly wet. But the shoe... What? Erasing the last trace of doubt from the court's mind. Immediately after the murder, the crime scene was washed with water. I'm sorry, Mr. Wright. I guess I couldn't help after all. Hold on a minute. It's not your fault. I knew I couldn't win this case from the beginning. Jesus, can we not? It seems this is what your sister wanted anyway. I'm not done here yet. Right? Wet or not, don't be so quick to throw in the towel. Get yourself up on the asphalt. Take another good look. Don't give up until the bitter end. Yes, please. Like, let me take a look at the photo. This is the last piece of evidence. Very well. Time to declare a verdict. Objection! Oh, I timed it right, too. Your Honor, wait. What's it with you people? Can't I hand down my verdicts in peace anymore? I'm sorry. I'm trying to make sure my client doesn't get convicted of murder. Whatever it is, can it wait? What? Look at this photograph, the last one submitted. This trial isn't over until we give each piece of evidence proper consideration. Are you saying there's a problem with the latest piece of evidence? Yeah, I'll think water... Wait, yeah, there's a problem right or wrong. I've got to go ahead with this. I suppose since we've come this far, we should give every claim a fair shake. Very well, Mr. Wright. Show the court the problem in this photograph. The muffler. What's in there? I still don't see any... Well, I guess the blood would be gone. I'm on the side of the muffler, really, you know? Because that's what she said before in the call. I'm going muffler here. The problem is in this photograph is here. What's this? There's something poking out of the car's muffler. Wait just a moment, Mr. Edgeworth. You said the muffler. However, I see no trace of a muffler or scarf of any kind in this photograph. A muffler is also part of a car or motorcycle, Your Honor. Just think of it as part of the exhaust system, a pipe. I see. What's that suspicious-looking claw sticking out of the car's muffler? So what if there's something sticking out of the muffler? What does that have to do with this case? Sorry, Mr. Starr, but it's not going to be that easy. In fact, you've already told us why this is important to the case. You said as much as in your testimony. Let's hear what Mr. Wright has on his mind. Tell us why you think this piece of cloth in the muffler is related to the case. This. Miss Starr, recall your testimony for the court? Yes, when I arrested her, she mentioned the muffler. That's why she had me confused in the early testimony. Muffler. You are so bad at this. And you wonder why you were kicked out. You can't get a story straight. You couldn't convict somebody even when you're falsifying evidence and testimonies. And you dare accuse the prosecutors of being the worst people when you're doing exactly what they're doing? If so, that means this piece of cloth is vital evidence. Yep. Well, it seems we will have to suspend the proceedings. I find myself wondering about that piece of cloth. If we leave any question unanswered here, we do a disservice to the law. Have that car at the crime scene inspected at once and bring me that cloth. The verdict will wait until after we've seen all the evidence. Agreed? Let's go, baby. Made it, at least for now. Yes, we did. This court will adjourn for 30-minute recess. It's lunchtime after all. You still hungry? You just ate an entire buffet. I will save my progress. Thank you very much. Alright, well, I'm gonna go ahead and stop right here. This has been very fun. I've seen that number 2 stick on the stream for a while, so whoever you are, thanks for sticking around. Hope you had a good time. This was fun. I wish I would have showed off the last chapter. It tied a whole bunch of stuff together and it was really cool, but you know, we'll finish the game out in its entirety now. The investigative parts are a little long, but you know, it's alright. But yeah, I'll try and get going again tomorrow, probably around the same time maybe, but